We're up.
We're up.
We're up.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, and welcome to Fey Touch. We're back. We had a week off to do crazy life stuff, move house and do vacation things and all sorts of crazy stuff. But welcome. Welcome to Fey Touch, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign set in the wondrous Feywild. I'm James. I'm a professional dungeon master with RPGathome, weary from weeks of school kid D&D games over the holidays. So it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this fantastic adult campaign where I don't have to deal with 10-year-olds. I'm not saying that. And a very exciting day to be back. Welcome back to episode 3 of our actual play of Rotha the River King, the Kobold Press module set within the Feywild. I really love this adventure, really excited to be back in here, and so I hope you all have a great time. And a warm welcome and well met to you all. We've got the whole team together, which is really, really exciting. And I'll start with Latreni. Hi, Latreni. How are you today?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I am excellent. It's a beautiful spring day here in Australia. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting. Feels like Feywild to me. How about you?
Good. It is a beautiful fall day over here. It's nice and cool. I have a bunch of cider. The leaves are not turning up, but they're getting there. So yeah.
Excellent.
Also, I remembered this time. I played Tisme, a Hexblood Twilight Cleric. I didn't need prompting.
That is true. Our Hexblood one-eyed cleric. Thanks, Latreni. That's great.
Yeah,
Hi, Taylor.
nine-fingered.
Taylor's rushed back from work as per every week. How are you today?
Good. Was working from home today, so I just moved from the kitchen table to the couch. But I play Esmerelda, the Eladrin Fey sorcerer, and things in Chicago have been a little warm. We got a taste of fall last week. Hoping to have that back again because I cracked out my sweaters and I don't want to put them back.
Very good. And fellow Chicagoan, Chicagoan.
Chicagoan. What was that?
Shakahugan, I believe, is what the locals say in their tongue.
Wow.
Shantuzen. Hi, Jared.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm Jared. I play Quinn, the Elvish Ranger. And she's right. We had 2 days that were like in the 70s, and now it's 85 again, so it's kind of hot, but that's okay.
Oh.
We'll take all of it before the snow comes. But yeah, excited to be back.
Welcome. And last but certainly not least, hi, Eric.
Hello.
Back off the couch.
Yeah, I'm Eric. I play the Kobold Artificer Bizbo, and it's been somewhat fallish here. I guess we're all talking about the weather. It was insanely hot here, and we don't have air conditioning, so it was like 86 degrees in my house for like days while I was unpacking. So that was insane. And you can't buy an AC unit, so.
Why have you moved from a house with no AC to a house with no AC, Eric? What's going on?
There's no AC here, okay? You're not ready for this global warming. But anyways, back to fantasy, yeah. So.
Very good. Well, welcome everyone. So glad to see everyone back. It's weird. We miss a week and it feels like a month. So it's great to be back for Rotha the River King. Before we begin, I do my litany of people that kind of help us with the stream and help us with art and bits and pieces. First and foremost, the incredible work of Darshan Fragnani. He does our character portraits. He's doing our little tokens. He's doing extra artwork for us at the moment. I can't wait for everyone to see it. It's really, really cool. And check him out on his Instagram. We do links on the YouTube channel and that kind of stuff. But there's also other wonderful artists and providers that do some really great stuff with D&D. Sirenscape's doing the sound for us today. Hopefully you can hear little bards playing in the background. Got some really cool soundtracks for today. And so I kind of put soundtracks together. I mesh them all up, but you can subscribe to Sirenscape and they have ready-made ones ready to go. We're also using Kobold Press's Adventure of Rotha the River King, and we use a lot of their spells and backgrounds and all sorts of stuff from their Midgard. We set this game in Midgard and the Forest of the Arvaness. And finally, a quick shout out to some of the artists and tokens and battle maps, artists of tokens and battle maps we make today. And a new one, a fantastic artist called Zach Mueller, who has done this really beautiful painted kind of battle map for today, which hopefully we'll get to and you can have a look at very shortly. And Seafood Maps have done some great stuff as well. We also use Splattered Ink, Moonlight Maps, Forgotten Adventures, Devon Knight, So plenty of stuff going on. But it's very cool. So, with all that done and dusted, welcome to Fey Touched. Welcome to Fey Touched, playing Wrath of the River King. When last we met, oh my God, when last we met.
Years, centuries ago.
I know. When last we met, our intrepid adventurers had just entered a portal into the Feywild for the first time. What is this, episode 14 or something? Had entered the Feywild for the first time. Having turned their back on the realms of mortal men and turned their back on the soldiers that had been protecting the mortal realm for incursions from the Shadow Court, the group entered a shadow portal into the Feywild just as the soldiery had collapsed the standing stones, sealing this portal shut forever. For Quinn, this was the real turn. Despite going slightly AWOL for the last week as he investigated Hagdom and supported Tismé in her transformation, for Quinn, this was kind of the last step. Having assisted Tismé against the Lieutenant Mus, your commanding officer, and effectively turning your back on the army, you've arrived in the Feywild absconding, AWOL, missing, turning your back on the soldiery, turning your back on the life that you had left behind. A battle ensued when you arrived there. Strange Fey-like creatures, these little imps, and a strange dwarf called the Fardaring, protecting the Fey side of this portal. A portal that had once been in the domain of the Sealy Court, the Fairy of Light, and now it seems to have been overwhelmed by the Shadow Court. This strange break-off group of rebellious Fey that are really overturning the order of the Fey within the Feywild. Having defeated the Fey as you emerged out of the portal, you were confronted by an old satyr, a wizened old emissary of the grove of the Oaken Court, the what's it called, the Oak King's Grove. But due to poor translation, some choice Sylvan swear words, and a kobold out of his depth, Bisbo and the rest of you have seemingly offended this emissary of the Oaken Court and have been rejected in travelling through that realm, leaving you far from home and seemingly in a changed realm of the Fae, a changed realm slightly different from when Esmerelda had left. The last time that she had been in this place, she had said goodbye to her best friend and brother in what was seemingly a gentler time interrupted by an attack by the Shadow Court. And now as you've returned back to this space, you do get a sense of a change in the air. There is an autumnal breeze that seems to breeze through this place. There is a chill where once it had not been. And turning away from the stand of oak trees where the old satyr has refused you entry, our group pick up their belongings, starting to trudge their way around the Fey realm to try and find a way to the Court of Roses. The last thing, I guess, as we've left this grove, is Quinn, kneeling in the dirt and the grass of this stand, burying his insignia of the military forces, burying the evidence that he was once a soldier. As the four of you shoulder your packs, and the slight whirring sound of Godwin Bisbo's familiar, just kind of hits the hearing. It is strange. You left the mortal realm what's seemingly around midday, middle of the day, but already the shadows are forming. It's already getting darker quicker than you would have expected. The dusk is starting to fall relatively quickly. You think that perhaps there's an hour or two of sunlight as you plunge your way into the forest. Esmerelda, this is your home realm, and relatively confident you know where you are. You lead the group into the forest, into the Fey. Already you see the first shimmerings of fireflies starting to come up, and you hear the faint song of bird song. For those that aren't used to the Fey, this is a scintillating world. The colours are bright, the sounds are clarity is perfect, and the smells are overwhelming. The fragrances are sweet and joyous. Esmeralda walks, her feet barely touching the ground on the grass as you emerge into that beautiful dusk.
It's kind of.
Yeah, I have a full mask on and sunglasses. It's just unbearable right now.
What is that? What is that?
Esmeralda will stop and turn around and, what are you doing?
What is that taste? What?
What
like,
taste?
I look at kind of look at the others like, you guys don't taste anything.
It's like the opposite of human sweat and feces and despair. It's like just unbearable and weird.
It's like
You mean
fresh.
the
It's
nature?
like salad. Yeah, it's like salad times 100.
Bisbo, you worry me sometimes.
Every now and then, like an autumn leaf kind of grows on Quinn's cloak, and he like brushes it off, and like it decays like instantly as he like wipes it off of himself, and falls to the ground.
I'm having Godwin go and like capture fireflies and take little bits of trees and stuff, just for research later.
As Bisbo takes off to emerge towards some fireflies, you watch as they coalesce. They kind of they come together. These what would be a solitary firefly here or there start to form into what look to be like almost humanoid-like shapes. These fireflies come together.
The gun's out. The gun's out.
These daggers are out.
Stay away from me, you son of a bitch!
Oh no.
I've used these recently.
Bisbo doesn't swear, does he?
that was in Sylvan. I swore in Sylvan.
And then as Godwin hits these swarms of fireflies, they disperse again into individuals. So they seem to be swarming around you, forming
close
into the night.
We're being attacked. Stay on your guard.
Esmeralda is going to take a deep breath, turn around, and go, I need you to, and I'm going to quote you directly, calm the fuck down.
You talking to Bisbo?
I'm talking to Bisbo.
Okay, good. Quinn's gonna like step out of the frame, like to the side, like out of the way of the
What? I go to grab you to pull you back in.
No, Bisbo, listen to me.
Okay.
Your actions not only got us essentially banished from the Oak Court, thus making us take the longer route, you lashing out at any creature you do not understand or know is going to get you into trouble. So stop it.
Okay.
How would you feel if people attacked? How would you feel if people attacked, kept drawing knives and swiping wildly at you because they didn't know what a kobold was?
That's been the past week and a half.
Yeah,
that's
happens
literally
to
what
me.
we've just gone through. And they were
That happens all the time.
How did it feel, Bisbo? How did that feel for you?
That's good. I'm sorry. This is so different from what I'm used to. I've read so much, but experience is so much different than knowledge, book knowledge. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I try to calm down. This is just, I don't know if you know this, but I've lived. I've seen a lot, but I've lived almost a sheltered life from this outside world. I don't know if you realize that or you discern that at all.
No.
Yes, I know. It's
Really?
crazy. You would think I'd be such a kobold of the world. But in reality, I've pretty much stayed just in the cities and mostly indoors. So, okay, I'm sorry. I will look to you. If you look, how about you have a code word for me?
Mhm.
That means that's when I shoot something in the face. So,
Yep.
All right. How
like
about
pineapple or didgeridoo or what? Yes.
what is a didgeridoo?
How about
It's
wax?
a type of
No,
bomb.
We don't have time. I don't want to know, actually. But how about I just say something simply like, look lively. That way everyone is alerted.
Look lively. So that means when you say look lively,
Live.
that means I shoot the thing in the face.
Or at least be on your guard. How about we save the shooting for later? This is a realm where you should approach things in the sense of childlike wonder rather than the aggressive suspicion you seem to carry with you.
Well,
Very
kobold
aggressive
children-
suspicion.
Kobold children, if you don't fight, you'll die pretty much day 2. If you don't scrape in, there really is there's no grace period there. It's just instinct competition and death. But can you have a separate code word then for shooting in the face? So
I feel like we need
look
two
lively,
specific code words because if there's any ambiguity,
that's right. I really need
I'll
some
stab
specific.
something and then he won't shoot, or he'll shoot something and then I won't stab it, and we're gonna need to kind of like narrow that down some.
Yeah, we need some solids. Like look lively, be on guard, and then have a word that's just for shooting in the face, please.
How about some of those new words you were using earlier? What were some of those?
No.
Pineapple.
No, before that one. Before the one
Mumbo jumbo,
the
what?
satyr really liked.
You just see Esmeralda like just drop her head into her hands in like almost despair. And how do you two even survive? How are you alive?
We shoot and stab a lot of things before they come at us. That's been
Or run away and hide.
All right. Look lively for being on your guard. And if there is a need to shoot something in the face, I will say Bisbo, fire. Is that clear?
Bisbo fire. Okay, so not just fire, but Bisbo fire. Okay, I'm writing this down.
hopefully we don't.
And Godwin is videotaping this as well. So it's just your face going Bisbo fire, Bisbo fire. I'm gonna read.
He's like a meme. He's like a GIF maker. He just makes GIFs all the time.
Yes. I have 10 seconds of footage for each of my things, so it's pretty much a GIF. Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Esmeralda's exhausted.
We get it though. We'll,
I'm falling in line.
I think from now on we'll take your lead here. What's Dismay doing?
Oh, she's just looking around. She's just like,
I just think she's wandering
kind
into
of
the
like,
woods, just like 200 yards away.
I was thinking of like when you bring your kid to the grocery store and like they're out of your sight for 2 seconds and suddenly they're down some other aisle. That's basically her.
You're making
You're like,
a pact
Tismay,
with
where is
another...
She'll like come back.
You're already making a pact
Can you
with
make a
another
deception
hag,
check
or...
for me, Tismay?
You say deception or perception?
Perception.
Perception. That's preferred.
Well, that's a good roll too.
I like that roll.
As Quinn says, where's Tismay? You look over and she's kind of wandering through what looks to be a small glade, just beside. You're on some kind of trail through a forest, and she's in a glade, and Tismay on the grass, in the middle of this opening within the forest, you see an object. It looks like a piece of paper, just sitting in the middle of the grass, in the middle of the glade.
Ooh. I won't touch it yet, but I'll definitely get closer to look at it.
It's an envelope. Just a straight envelope with no name on the front.
Closed?
Just a closed envelope sitting there nice and gently on the grass in front of you. As you hear the other three kind of bickering behind as they're talking, their noises fading into the background as you see this little letter.
No one's watching me right now.
Not that you can tell.
I can tell.
Well, none of these three are watching you. No.
Oh God.
Okay,
Just cue up the battle music, I guess. Get this over with.
I'll take out. I don't know what I have. My dagger, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not gonna touch it yet because she has some modicum of hesitancy, but she's got to know what it is. So,
Sure.
so I'll take out my dagger to kind of like put under it to lift it up.
Yep. You lift it up easily and balance it on the dagger. It's just a plain, small envelope of paper.
Could I maneuver it to my bag and put it in my bag?
Sure. Without touching it? Sure.
Without touching it yet. Yeah.
We have a number of pouches and little bags.
Yeah, I've got
It'd be
lots of pouches.
Easy enough to slide it in.
Interesting. Oh, I don't have any spells right now. Okay.
You don't have any spells?
Oh no, I mean spell slots, like to do some shenanigans.
Sure.
Did
Did I drain you of spell slots last time? Wow, look at that. That's cool.
I've got one spell slot left.
Yeah, yes we did. Yes we did.
I got a bunch of spell slots.
No, I changed my mind. Okay, can I try to open the letter with the dagger first? Just gonna take it back out because curiosity is too strong.
So you touch the envelope and then slide it open with your dagger?
I mean, it's a bad idea, but would she do it? Yeah,
Tismay,
probably. Yeah.
Is it a bad idea? Tick. Would Tismay do it? Double tick. It's easy enough. You slide the dagger over, and there's a waft of floral perfume as you open up and it looks as though there's just a folded piece of paper within the envelope. You can see the crease of the fold. Very simple, small. It's only yay big.
Okay. But I got it open and nothing horrible has happened yet.
No.
As far as I can tell.
As far as you can tell.
Okay, I'll take out the piece of paper slowly.
Mm-hmm. It's little, it's only a couple of inches.
It says duck. I'm just kidding.
But it's folded or something?
Yes, folded in half.
Yeah. But I want to do it. Yeah. She will slowly, as if that helps at all, as if like, yeah, I'm being cautious, I'm opening it slowly. She will like slowly open the piece of paper.
You open it, and for a moment you think it's blank. And then you see in the center of the fold, in tiny, minuscule letters, in Sylvan, is a single word. It says, leave.
Leave. I'll look around and see if I see anything moving or watching close by.
Perception check.
Perception. Ooh, not a great roll.
Nothing but the wind and the fireflies.
Okay. I'll keep the letter and go back to the group with it.
They've kind of wandered down the trail a bit, and that's when you hear Quinn go, "Where's Tismay?" As you kind of emerge
just
from the
kind of rush back up
woods.
as if I was there the whole time.
Why are you out of breath?
And just no, everything's just so pretty. Just looking around. Anything weird happening?
Bisbo?
What?
No, I'm saying Bisbo's the weird thing happening right now, but
Oh.
no. And see, you should all be more like Tismay. She has embraced this openly with such wonder and imagination. And honestly, if Tismay wasn't here, I'd be losing my mind. I can trust that Tismay can do the best thing along with me.
What would Tismay do? I think etch that into all of our bracelets, Bisbo. When you get the moment, we'll.
So in the mindset of that trust and understanding, would there be any reason that we shouldn't be here other than that, we got in trouble with the Oak King a little while ago? Are the Fae fond of delivering messages by letter randomly in the middle of the forest?
That sounds a little specific for that to be hypothetical there, Tismay.
I didn't say it wasn't. Okay,
Let
so
me
I
see
was
it.
off the path. Okay, she'll pull it out.
Sure.
So,
And-
I found something in
Mm-hmm.
being so enraptured with the wonder of the Feywild, as you said. Being
Mhm.
so, this piece of paper is in an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show it to Esmeralda.
Esmeralda will pick it up and she'll actually smell the paper to see if she can identify what scent is coming off this paper,
Perception.
so that can help her narrow down where this may have come from.
Perception.
Perception.
To perceive the odor of a flower.
I'm gonna lean over to Bisbo. Look lively.
I've never not. I'm
I
constantly looking
am
lively.
so mad right now.
24/7.
A natural one on perceiving the flower to the point where Taylor's
Your
just
camera.
smashed her camera over the side and we can no longer see her. There we go.
Oh, sorry. I'll get pizza next week. Yeah, no. Wow. What the fuck? This is my third natural one in the Feywild. I'm not happy about this. This is my homeland. What the heck?
Thank God.
You know you get an extra +2 of perception checks while in the Feywild because of the necklace that your best friend's given you. And since you've used that, it's been 3 natural ones. It's been quite impressive.
It's not.
Thank God you're here.
Oh, what do you smell? What do you smell?
It is strange. It might be because of the wind. There is a scent of jasmine here. There's a scent of rose. There's a scent of lily, iris. It's all intermingled to the point where it's just a cacophony of scents. Is that even a word?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cacophony is a sound thing. But yes, you understand. Like it's kind of...
I thought it was poetic. I thought it was
entirely
really-
mixed.
Really beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Jared.
Esmeralda will pull this back, and I think I've been away from home for way too long. I used to be able to pick up perfumes like it was picking out colors, but now it's all blended together because I've been around the mundane. And she'll open up the letter to look at the writing.
It is
And
a
it
single
just says-
word in Sylvan that says leave.
Does everyone have a unique perfume scent in the Feywild?
Well, the courts do.
Each court has its own scent.
No, Bisbo. The court of roses smells like daffodils.
Okay.
Seems
And so
odd.
what does the court of the River King smell like?
Sea bass.
River, I presume.
The river?
Algae, probably.
So they do each have their own smell?
Generally speaking, there are scents that are associated with the Feywild, and different courts, like the Court of Roses, everything smells like roses. The Court of Summer, it's fruit and it's wine, depending on the Fey. We
That's
don't
very
really
subtle.
interact with the River King or any else of the Unseelie, at least I don't. So I don't know what those particularly would smell like, but I would know that it's different from what I'm used to.
Interesting. I'm writing this down.
Court of
Saying flower court, roses. Wait, Dryad, you said this was delivered in an envelope? But this-
Yes. Well, we're civilized. You don't just leave
Well-
letters without an envelope. That's how they get ruined.
There's no roads or any. I mean, do they have a whole postal service? Can I see this envelope, please?
Sure.
Esmeralda will hand him the envelope, but hold on to the letter.
Yeah, I want to look at the envelope. I want to look at its construction. Was this handmade? Was this made more like en masse? What are we working with as far as envelope construction here?
I think with your investigation, you would see that it's probably handmade. It's hand folded in that it seems to have been sealed with some kind of wax or gum, but ultimately it's been handmade. There doesn't seem to be mass production in play here.
I'm going to take some samples of the wax for later. Interesting. I mean, why not just have the letter? Why in an envelope? That seems...
They're civilized.
An extra step.
Bisbo.
But it wasn't sealed, or there's no address on here, right?
Correct. And no stamp or any kind of seal.
Didn't seem like, okay. Huh. This is an interesting place.
What is the script like? Like, is it like hastily written, very nice cursive?
Oh, it's very ornate. Yeah, beautifully written cursive, but it's really small. Like it'll be 2-point. You know, it's tiny little writing on this little page.
Can I see the letter too, real quick?
Esmeralda will hand him the letter as well.
I want to try to see if there's a hidden message here. Either like ink if I look up into the sun, or some like lemon juice. You know, basically, I just want to see if there's any type of hidden message here at all.
There is not. It's a straight message.
Why is it written in the middle of the? It seems so small for the size of the. I don't understand. Why is it so small in this giant, this piece of paper?
Maybe a firefly.
Yeah, maybe something, a firefly.
But a small
Esmeralda
being
will hold her hand out for the letter, and well, obviously, whoever sent this has absolutely no position or merit to be making such commands of us, so we will ignore this. If they did, they would have absolutely sealed it with their seal to make it known that they have some authority. This is a Fey who wants to have fun. And if they want to have fun, they can come directly to me. Now the letter, please, Bisbo.
Yeah.
Thank you. I must caution you all not to pick things up at random. I know sometimes things may seem like it's there to do that, but have some measure of caution, especially with you three being from the mortal plane and not from here. Even though she's gonna look at Quinn. And then maybe we should move on.
Crush an autumn leaf on my shoulder.
Not fooling anybody. Okay.
You continue. You continue into the dusk and into the gloom as the afternoon starts to fade into that early evening. It is still here, and there's a slight chill to the air, but it is pleasant. It's quite lovely. The trees are old, some covered in moss. There is a myriad of beautiful flowers and bushes and different vegetation as you walk your way through what is a very pleasant forest. As the last of the rays of the sun kind of descend on the horizon, this whole place is shrouded in this kind of purple glow, this beautiful, almost iridescent glow. And everything, even though it is starting to get dark, everything is still very much alive and alight. You see that there's some iridescent blues and yellows shimmering through the trees. The fireflies become even more bright, if that's possible. And then almost as if a switch has been turned, the lights just fade into the greyness as I guess your dark vision takes over for the four of you. You find that everything becomes a little more grainy, a little bit harder to see. It's becoming a little bit more difficult to kind of perceive the fine details as night descends very quickly, far quicker than you would normally expect. Normally there's a graduation of evening into night. It's almost like, dang, it's nighttime now.
Esmeralda, could you please turn the lights back on?
Sure, Quinn. Let me just figure out how to raise the sun, and I'll do that.
So, is there like seasons, or it seems like there was no transition period between day and night there? That was kind of strange. How does the sun work cosmologically?
Normally, that's what has me so worried. It's not supposed to be like this. The twilight is supposed to be longer. And it was spring when I last left, but now it's autumn. How much time has passed?
Make a survival check for me.
Ugh.
Oh.
There we go. Finally.
Esmeralda, you look around yourself and none of this looks familiar. You're used to the lands around this, the Court of Roses. You're used to the boundary lands between the Court of Roses and the oak tree groves. You aren't there. This is a different place. A place you are entirely unfamiliar with. As if you've been walking for however many hours and none of this is familiar to you now.
So how long is it before we get to the Court of Roses?
You'll see Esmeralda kind of take off the star charm, and she'll start moving in different directions. And no, I took the path. But was it the right path? And you see her start to kind of slowly circle, and then she'll kind of look up to the stars, and something's off. Something's wrong. We should have been on the path home by now. We should have been close to home by now. And then she'll turn to the others and, does anybody have a light? We'll need light or else we'll trip.
Sure, I probably have a torch, I think. Oh, maybe.
Godwin will light up in 10 feet of light, I guess.
Oh, perfect.
Godwin emerges with this white light within the gloom. What you see immediately within that 10 feet is a almost perfect circle of stationary, hovering moths that are just kind of hovering just on the outskirts of that light, the second that it lights up, as if they've been there circling you the entire time.
I'm not getting thrashed by moss again. I can tell you guys that right now.
Esmeralda will look at these moths. Are they curious or dangerous?
Yeah, an insight check. Let's see if we can perceive the motives of moths.
Sounds like a novel.
They're curious. The curious motives of moths. You see that as you gaze towards them, it's almost as if they're shy and start to kind of pull back a little bit within the light, and then are drawn back towards Godwin and kind of almost like a slight ballet of movement as they're kind of keeping within distance, but very curious about the light.
I have the Lantern of Revealing I could light as well, which does stuff. I would light it probably if you ask for light. It gives us bright light for 30 feet, and then dim light for 30 feet, and then invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they're within 30 feet. Just I'll have it. If you guys want to light it, just let me know and
do it. Yeah, 60 feet. 60 feet and invisible creatures?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah. We should be doing that all the time. That's it. Every night.
It's 6 hours on 1 pint of oil. I'm assuming I have a pint of oil. One.
I'm not sure. Probably.
I got some oil.
You want to roll for oil? Yeah. So
I can make oil. I can make oil. Okay.
You've got a pint of oil, sure.
Okay.
And the second that you turn the Lantern of Revealing on, this brilliant bright light expands out from Quinn, and of course you can move it in direction. And the second that you move it towards these moths, they scatter towards the safety of the shadows of the trees. So as you're moving them around, they disappear at the second, and as you come around, you see that they're at the tree line at the edge of the bright light, just kind of keeping safe, fluttering, watching, sensing.
They're just moths. They're drawn to the light, but they're just curious for now. Let's not cause a quarrel with them, please.
this whole time I thought we were talking about moss, like floating moss, and that's why I made a comment about getting thrashed by moss. I was picturing. Am I the only one?
Floating moss.
No, I was just thinking tiny moss floating around.
Moss.
I was thinking moss, and I was like, I'm not getting killed by these things again. That's what I was like. Why is no one else weirded out by the fact that there's just floating plants everywhere?
I just rolled with that thinking it was part of your backstory that you had a near-death experience by small flying nocturnal insects.
Anyway. All right, we're cool. We're cool again. Okay.
Well, if there's shadow fae or something, this would at least. I mean, they love being invisible, so this would illuminate that, I think. With that, I have to make more oil.
So, just circle back. We're not sure which direction we're going in.
Esmeralda's going to take a look and try, based on. She's going to try to see if she can find home based on what she can remember of the night skies when she was out with Dorian. And what she remembers of the area outside of her home, see if she can get back on track.
With that 18 that you rolled for survival, I'm happy that after some time looking up at the stars, you've absolutely gone the wrong way, and distance and time is a little different. You're probably a day or two from the Court of Roses, which would have been maybe a half day to get from the court to the portal to begin with. And so for some reason you've walked for maybe 2 or 3 hours and managed to get yourself a day or two further away from where you were. But you figure if you head west, deeper into the forest, it means turning around a little bit, a day or two you should be able to make it back to the boundary of the court.
Esmeralda will point west and she'll say, normally I would go through the Oak King's realm to get home. However, we're going to have to take the long way. So this way.
It's kind of back from where you've come.
We realized that probably, that we just turned around and started walking back the same direction. Quinn's not going to say anything, but...
Well, Quinn better not say anything or else he's going to be left behind.
Is that what it is in the Feywild, I guess? You travel back over to the same spot, right?
Punch him in the side.
Esmeralda will pause and look at Bisbo, and she says, as I said, I normally travel through the realm of the Oak King to get home. He has such a lovely realm. I'm sad you don't get to see it. But now we're going to have to find another way home.
Yeah, that guy was really sensitive.
You called... Never mind. You know what? Never mind. I won't tell you what you called his mother. And we'll just continue on moving.
You do. You head in further into the night. It's a couple of hours. You wander into this, and it is getting colder, and the moon starts to really illuminate the space far brighter as it rises above the horizon. Esmeralda, this is a huge moon. This is a large, brighter, bluer than what you would have expected. Can I need to make a quick Arcana check for me, please?
Do we camp out here, or...
How did you go with the roll? Sorry. A 13. You would expect this moon to appear when the Unseelie were in control, when they're in their zenith, when they're ruling the Feywild. You're aware that the Unseelie and the Seelie share dominance of the realm. They pass it over in a peaceful transfer of power. It certainly looks like some evidence of the Moonlight King being in ascendance within this space. The Moonlight King, of course, is the consort of the Winter Queen, the ruler of the Unseelie court.
It's kind of chilly.
Either a lot of time.
Oh, sorry.
Either a lot of time has passed, or the balance has been shifted. Let's hope for the former. Let's get going. If we can get close back to the Oak King, perhaps we can set up a camp outside his realm and move forward in the morning.
How far do you want to continue to walk? We're now probably 2 hours after sunset. The Lantern of Revealing showing its way as the four of you trudge your way through the night to the west.
Once she gets to an idea of this is a space she recognizes, then she will suggest they stop and camp.
Another hour passes. And another. You are well away from areas that you recognize. This is getting on to midnight.
Esmeralda will stop, look to the others, and we're going to have to make camp here. We go on all night. We'll be too exhausted to think straight tomorrow. We need our wits about us. At least I do. So kind of stop and look around, trying to find a decent area to make camp, or at least decent enough for them.
Anyone can make a survival check to find an appropriate campsite if you're proficient in survival. Esmeralda, you can roll either way because of your necklace. That's fine.
Hey, there we go.
No problem. Okay. You find yourself a relatively peaceful looking space, a nice clearing amongst the trees. You see that the moonlight as it beams down it provides, it's away from the path, but it is nice flat ground, nice open ground with open sky above. Safe as you can tell. I'm assuming you have bedrolls. And do you light a fire?
Is there a protocol in the Feywild? Do we need to ask permission to light a fire or camp here? Sacrifice to the Oak King? Should we not use oak? If we use oak, is that bad? Should we use
if I may, use branches that have already fallen to the ground and leaves. Don't snap them off. Those that are on the ground are fair use. Anything that's still on the tree is still very much theirs. You can make a small fire, but that may attract the attention of others. So normally you would anyway, but these are different times. This is different.
It's it's chilly. Yeah, it's chilly. Uh-oh. It's a fall day in a forest. It's cold. You've been exercising and you've been walking for a good 4 or 5 hours now. So you've been able to kind of keep the blood pumping, but as you stop, you start to get a sense of these cold breezes that are coming through the trees.
Esmeralda's going to turn to Godwin and ask, do you have anything that can act as sentry, or?
Godwin?
Is Godwin all right to be up all night? Does he need rest?
Oh, no, he doesn't need to rest, no. He plays a little fanfare and shoots some confetti on you and then floats above. Yeah. And he kind of does a salute. He tries to do a salute, but he's using his scissor hands. So he almost swipes you there.
Oh.
Okay. Then if Godwin is able to keep watch, then the fire may be safe.
Okay, I'll do the fire because I didn't want to say anything. I mean, I'm not. Am I cold? I'm not cold-blooded, right? I don't think kobolds are cold-blooded.
Kobolds are warm-blooded.
Okay. They still, I'm used to underground methane holes, so this is actually pretty cold. I was going to have to snuggle with one of you, but yes, a fire would be nice. I'll build a fire with some rocks behind it just to reflect the heat back on us more efficiently.
I could keep watch some tonight too. I don't need the full. I only need a couple hours of rest.
I would like some Sylvan lessons, please, so I do not piss off another court. Maybe you could teach me nice words this time.
You asked.
Yes.
I know.
Wait. What? You
Well,
asked?
I didn't. I
You
said.
know
I
about-
said what's. I said. I asked her what the like rumble tumble blue collar guys talk. What would they say? Sailors and I'm a working man myself, so I thought that would help. It's like when you say like I go up to Quinn. I'm like, hey, you son of a bitch, where have you been? And I like start clapping. Yep. You stupid Dumbo. Like teams of endearment, right? That's how Drake always called me a little butthole and a lot of other little words. And I thought it was what friends say to each other.
No, friends do not insult each other in such manners. What? Who taught you that? Friends say words of love and caring, not calling each other terrible names and throwing swears upon them. That is...
There's levels, I think. Like maybe super close friends, you can get away with it, or siblings.
No, I would never even dream of telling my best friend, calling her a son of a bitch, nor would I ever tell any of my older brothers that. They would never let me leave the house. So no, don't know how either of you were raised, but Tismay, you understand, don't you? You wouldn't say these things to your siblings or best friends.
Oh, I wouldn't. That wouldn't be a good idea. But I have heard some of the other people around the village use harsher language in a friendly manner. It's not uncommon.
Maybe in the mortal realm. Esmeralda just looks stressed. And Bisbo, tonight's lesson will be introducing yourself as Bisbo, and that you're telling them it's pleased to meet you. And you are not to use any phrases outside of these phrases until we learn more. Is that clear?
If there could be like a code word when you could say when it's okay for me to be chummy.
It will never be okay for you to use those words in any standpoint.
Okay.
Bispo, you're going to get yourself killed. Just put those words away.
Okay.
All right.
So tell me, I've got Godwin keeping watch. Is that right?
All night, yeah.
All night?
Yeah, he
But it does.
Oh, are we not
But
going
it
to take
does
shifts?
sound as though Quinn, you wanted to take a shift as well. It's probably around midnight, so you've got dawn in 8 hours or so, 7 hours.
I can do 2 hours. So I could do 4 hours if I needed to.
Okay.
Isn't that right? The Elvish trance only needs like 4 hours of sleep.
Yep. 4 hours of rest. That's right. Yep. So tell me, who's hovering by the fire first? I'm assuming everyone's exhausted. I mean, it's been a long day of, it's only been this morning that you arrived back at Riverbend for the first time. It was only this morning that Tismay confronted her mother, that you brought the body
day.
of. It's the same day. So it's been a long day today.
Yeah, I never got to see his books, did I? I still don't
Never.
know any rituals.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So who's taking first watch? Who's sleeping and who's taking first watch?
Well, I think maybe while they're doing can me and Esmeralda do like 2 hours of language stuff? Or actually, Taylor, if the first thing we could do, as far as learning, you could teach me a real quick hello, but can we start translating some of this book, like the spells in it, so I can actually use some of these rituals? That would be the most helpful. Probably.
I mean, I don't think it'll take more than a half an hour to teach you. My name is Bisbo,
Yeah.
and it's pleased to meet you.
I think you probably would pick up on that.
I don't know about
I'd be
that.
surprised.
Can I roll? Can I roll for this?
No, you're okay. You're a very intelligent kobold. That's fine. So
Yeah.
is this some words of the spell book that you're starting to translate out of? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. So let's say you're doing that for the first hour until exhaustion takes over and you start, you're really starting to nod off now. This will have to be a late morning start because you've traveled a long way through the night. Eventually, the two of you gain some rest. And so it's around 2 or almost 3 in the morning when Bisbo and Esmeralda hit the hay for the first time. Are we leaving Godwin awake for that moment before the others?
Godwin is staying up. He doesn't need to sleep, so he's just
Yeah. I'm just
the whole night.
I'm just trying to figure out if he is the only one awake at any point.
Oh, okay.
And then wouldn't Quinn be up at like 4 or 5 in the morning?
Mhm.
Yep.
So
So
I'll take
you've
the
got a
last
couple of
4
hours here. You got a couple of hours here that someone will get an interrupted sleep. Is that Tismay?
Yeah, as long as I get the full 8 hours in the end, I'm fine waking up to
Yep.
take a shift.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So Tismay wakes, and you see the hovering form of Godwin, just perceiving, just kind of hovering around the space. And you find yourself drawn to the fire, putting a little bit more dead wood on there, trying to keep it warm. And I will get you to make a perception check for me, please.
Is Goblin providing advantage or anything? Or
15. She doesn't need advantage. Are you kidding me? You roll a 7 and still get a 15. Plus 8 to perception rolls. This is crazy. Tismay, you hear the pop and crackle of the fire. And every now and then between each pop and crackle, you hear a... Oh! Please!
That's how
As you
Bismo
gaze
sleeps.
into the fire, you see that the twigs themselves that you've laid on there seem to be moving, turning, as if in some kind of pain, in agony. And as you watch, you see the noise, the pleas are actually coming from the wood, the small branches that you've placed onto the fire. Please! Ow! As the twigs burn. It's like tiny burning people in the middle of the fire.
That's unsettling. Okay. Ooh. Tismay will, very unsettled as everyone else is asleep around her in this darkness. She's going to hold on to the new medallion that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And the eyes and the skull will pulse and glow for a moment. And she'll expend one of the charges from the medallion to cast Detect Thoughts, which can be used to see, even if you can't see a creature, can be used to detect the thoughts of any thinking creatures within 30 feet.
Ooh.
She's focusing on the things to see if the thing in the fire is a thinking creature, if she basically, like...
It's not.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be a creature in there, but as you gaze further into the fire, let's have an insight check for me, please.
Insight. The wisdom stats.
Yeah. As you gaze into the flames, the twigs stop writhing and stop kind of moaning and screaming in your peripheral of your hearing.
Mm-hmm.
What you see is a creature, a woman, some kind of tree-like woman. You see that her skin is like bark, her hair is like twigs. You see that she's covered in what looks to be some kind of gown of autumn leaves. And within the fire, almost as if you're seeing an image of something not here, something elsewhere. A squat goblin with brown leather-like skin is breaking off the twigs of her hair and then just throwing it into the fire. It's kind of like you're seeing somewhere else, but the fire is somehow connected. And you hear her saying, "Please, no, please," as the goblin breaks off strands of her hair and throws it into the fire.
And everyone else is sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Apart from Goblin. is just whirring around. Doesn't seem to have reacted to this at all.
That's very unsettling. I mean, his mate would probably wake up Esmeralda. Just still looking at it, seeing if she can like focus on it and like reaching over as far as she can to try to like tap her on the shoulder. Esmeralda, there's sorry, sleeping. Do you see that? Look at the fire. Do you see that? Do you hear this?
Esmeralda will lift her head and look to the fire.
Insight roll.
Insight?
Mm-hmm. Nothing. Just a fire. A fire that seems to be going low. It probably needs more wood.
Esmeralda's going to blink a few times and say, Tisme, I don't see anything, but what do you see?
I hear a woman made of trees or bark, and there's a goblin who's breaking off her hair like branches, and she's crying for help and throwing the branches into the fire.
So she herself is made of wood. What does her clothing look like? Is she covered in leaves? Is she naked?
Leaves, like fall colors, like the reds and oranges of autumn.
Esmeralda's going to go. Sure.
Do I still see it?
Yeah. And she still writhes and churns as the goblin kind of flicks her hair into the fire, the twigs of her hair. As you gaze, the goblin seems to look directly at you with a grin, a leering grin. Torments this creature once more in the flame.
I'm going to yell, or not yell. I'm going to say stop to the goblin. If it looks at me, as if I don't know if it'll hear me, but just see if that works. Just kind of yell at it. Stop.
Sure. You watch as Tisme yells, stop! And the goblin kind of does a bit of a... And both the creature and the goblin fade from you. The sound of the twigs screaming stops. You just hear the sounds of bird life, the night birds echoing through the forest.
Esmeralda is going to just kind of take this all in and think back on if visions through firelight is common among Fae, or if that is something specifically for that is of Tisme's kind.
It's not uncommon. It's, you would have heard of things like that. And you've certainly heard of dryads, which it sounds like that's the description
that's a dryad.
Tisme's given. Yeah.
After this happens, Tisme, I wonder if I can use it this. Yeah. She'll try to concentrate on the image, the silhouette, I guess, of the goblin and the dryad that she saw vaguely, obviously not in detail. And she'll take off her bracelet and hold it near the firelight and spin it.
Yep.
And
projecting that image, that montage. Love it. Yes. That's cool. Yep. You see that the firelight reflected around the camp, reflecting within the trees and the shrubs as it's projected around you. Esmeralda, you see it. You see the goblin taking the hair of the dryad, throwing it into a fire.
Esmeralda will look horrified and then just try to pick out, is that a dryad that would be present in the Seelie or Unseelie court? Really hard to say. You're not seeing any colors or details. You're just seeing a silhouette of that. So there's nothing there that can really show
whether it's the summer, winter, autumn. There's no, you can't see that level of detail. Think of a shadow puppet that
Right.
just been shown.
And you said it was autumn-colored leaves, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
For you, it could be the Rowan Court, the Court of the Rowan King. It could be Oak King's Grove. It could be the Lantern City. Could be the Goblin Court, of course. Like this could be something that's happening within the Goblin Court. Tricky to say.
Esmeralda will quietly sigh, and the Fae are not all benevolent. We are capable of extreme cruelty as well, and I have a feeling you just saw what that cruelty can look like. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I just don't understand why.
I'm not certain either. Perhaps this is something Her Celestial Majesty wanted you to see.
Perhaps. I'm sorry to wake you for
No.
whatever it was.
Yeah. Thank you for waking me instead of Quinn or Bispo. That would have been a disaster. But were you able to... I don't know how your bracelet in regards to Sarastra works, but maybe can you divine where that poor Dryad is? If we can help.
I have no idea. I can try.
Well, don't overdo it, and rest if you need to. It is, well, to help the Dryad would be nice. It is, after all, a Dryad.
What are you thinking, Desmond?
Confused as to why she saw this. Definitely unsettled with what she saw. A little irritated with the kind of the attitude of the goblin doing this rude thing, and then just not a big fan of someone just being like rude in that way. But definitely deeply curious as to what's going on and why she saw this. She's going to spend the rest of her time awake meditating on that.
Okay. Eventually, Quinn rouses himself from his meditation, from his trance, sitting a little way back from the fire, within the shadows of the firelight. You wake to see Tesme focused, contemplating far-flung goblins within the fire.
Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah, just a weird time being awake, I guess.
Anything I should know about?
I saw a vision in the fire. There was a goblin mutilating this Dryad, tearing off her hair and throwing it into a fire. It was eerie. And I don't know why.
Sounds like it. Could you communicate with them at all?
Yes, I think. I spoke, it seemed to react to me, and I don't know why. Esmeralda couldn't see it.
Well, she's not the most perceptive one, Esmeralda, so... next time you should probably just wake me instead of her. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
what about your wand? Can your wand... Do you have to know a creature, or do you have to see a creature does it have any way of communicating with what the Dryad or the
I have to have
goblin?
knowledge of the creature. Just seeing them is a little.
No, that's fine. If you've seen them, you've had
that
knowledge
fine?
of the creature. Yeah, sure.
Okay, does that count as? I didn't know if that counted as knowledge just to see them. I didn't think of that actually.
Well, that's
Maybe I should have woken you instead of Esmeralda. No.
Says, May, I want you to do whatever you think is right. Just know that usually it involves me and not Esmeralda. So, no. Yeah, I mean, that sounds horrifying. But if there's nothing around camp, if you want to try to communicate with them, great. If otherwise, I'm just going to take a quick check around camp and make sure, there's nothing creeping up on us. I'm going to light the lantern really quickly, like with a flash, and just check, in the area.
Around, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. It illuminates the gloom in an arc as you kind of look around. Nope.
Okay.
Doesn't look like there's anything invisible watching you at right this moment. Tismay, you are tired. I mean, you've had maybe 3 hours sleep so far.
Yeah, so Tismay's definitely gonna want to go to bed. But given that idea from Quinn, as she's kind of cozying up into the bedroll, she'll take out the wand.
Oh, the night.
Yeah, almost like a kid, reading, reading under their covers. And we'll take out the wand and try to send a message to the Dryad.
Yep.
And she'll say, where are you? Can I help you? That's the crux of it. I saw you in the fire. Yes, we'll stop there. Oh, I heard you. I'll add that too. I heard you. Yeah.
Okay. Very quiet voice, as if she's whispering so as to not be heard, responds to you. The Rowan King. The Circle of Autumn. The Shadow Court have taken it. They've left me. They're coming for you.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
On that, Tismay will bolt upright.
I was to
and
get my
say-
knife out, aimed at her.
Yeah. I'm just like, the Rowan King. I know where she is. I don't know where that is, but I know where she is. If that makes, I should.
Well, seems to be
This information's probably better for Esmeralda.
Yeah, probably.
No offense.
No, it's fine. I don't know where the hell we are.
Yeah.
What they say?
They're at the Rowan. Pull up my notes. The Circle of Autumn was taken by the Shadow Court. And she was left behind. And she said they're coming for us next.
Yeah, let's wake Esmeralda and see if that's close, because if it is, then we need to prepare for some visitors. And I'll kind of just immediately start to look outside the camp and kind of keep an eye on the tree line and make sure that they're not already upon us.
Make a perception check for me, please, Jared. Very edge of the light, the extent of your vision, you see a swirling form, human form of autumn leaves. It seems to be peering out from behind a tree. It's literally, it's made of leaves.
Hurry, Tisme, wake every... Bisbo,
Oh,
look lively. God wanted to get Bisbo up.
yeah.
Tisme
Tisme will shake Bisbo awake
Toilets. What?
and will
Hello?
repeat the word of. She will repeat the phrase of Bisbo. What is it? Look lively, and her eyes will flash silver, with a wink.
Oh, shit.
Because I
Wait,
forgot.
they shoot one?
No, not shooting. Just where's the thing I
What's
wanted to
happening?
use?
What's going on? Is it the moths? It's the fireflies, isn't it?
Oh, Tisme's going to use her vigilant blessing on Bisbo.
Okay, sure. Let
Oh,
me
shit.
target Bisbo for you.
What is this filming with again? It's like silver. Your eyes glow silver, and it kind of like gives
It's
me-
like a silver wink, basically. They like kind of like flash silver for a moment.
And what do I feel? Like what's the sensation?
Awake,
Oh,
alert.
my-
like everything comes into focus a bit more.
Okay, so you just gave me like a ton of coffee and
It's like
it.
espresso.
Ritalin.
Could you do me a favor, please, and just click that button for vigilant blessing, and we should be good.
So I like fully martial arts, like kick up. Like
Yeah.
I'm so ready and like athletic all of a sudden. Just that full like leg jump up.
Looking around.
Did I? Oh no, it's there.
I pull out a cigarette and I'm like, I'm ready with my gun in one hand and my fake cigarette in the other.
Okay. With Bisbo awakened, Esmerelda awakening, Quinn.
Yes.
Can I, maybe I need to like wait to see the battle map first, but I want to grab some twigs on the ground and assuming I got the benefits of a long rest, I want to prepare the spell Spike Growth. And I am either going to center it on us, depending on kind of how we're oriented, or in the direction of the forms that are coming at us to give us like, It
was a single form, a single humanoid form of whirling leaves, about 40 feet away, peeking up.
Did
from
I
behind
see
a
this?
Tree. Make a perception check.
Okay.
If that's assuming Jared's pointing it out or Quinn's pointing it out.
I didn't know if it was obvious what Quinn was looking at.
No, he rolled a 23 for perception.
Oh, then never mind. Okay.
Yeah,
You told me to be ready, so can I throw out a turret actually?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
Force
Then
turret.
I will cast
pops up.
Spike Growth kind of centered on us here.
Okay.
What?
What are we?
Immediately around the
Quinn,
campfire.
what
you
are we
see-
reacting
you see,
to?
You see these spikes start to emerge from the ground.
It's friendly, right? Oh no, it's any creature.
Yeah, do not
Oh,
cast.
then I don't want to cast it on us. I'm sorry. I thought it was only enemy creatures. So I will
Nope.
cast it in. I'm just
Between
I'm
you
sorry.
and it.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. It writhes, and just as you look out towards the creature, the first ray of sunlight kind of hits the horizon, and like a wind, the leaves just scatter on the breeze. Gone.
Did we see Quinn cast whatever he cast?
Yeah. You see spikes start to appear, and
Okay.
That's new.
like between him and where this creature was. You see the spikes start to emerge from the ground, breaking the surface of the earth.
That's
Quinn,
awesome.
what are you doing? What's happening?
There's something from the tree line. Autumn
What did you see?
leaves, swirling humanoid shape coming at us.
Autumn.
was-
That was the court that the Dryad was from.
The Rowan. Okay. Didn't we just discuss this? And Esmeralda's looking very grumpy right now. Did we not just go over this discussion about how we are to act in the Feywild?
Kisme gave us the code words. You see a turret, you see a force turret out there also looking at you.
Tisme,
be
you told
fair-
them to fire?
Quinn gave me the code word to look lively, and I passed it off to Bisbo.
I can't see
The
anything else out
chain.
here now.
Nothing you can see. It's just gone. blown by the wind, these autumn leaves scattered.
The Dryad messaged us back and said that something was coming for us. And then I saw something coming for us.
But I think the autumn leaves are okay, right?
Was it actually charging or was it just watching?
Both. I mean, it's coming at us, right? Or was it actually at the edge of, I don't even remember. Was it just
No,
the
it's
edge?
just,
Kinda
it was
creeping?
just peering out from behind a tree.
I'm gonna lie.
That's
I'm
pretty
gonna say,
creepy.
I'm gonna say both.
So, wind and autumn leaves. Esmeralda is going to. Was that? Was that a threat? The wind and the autumn leaves. Was that a messenger?
You asking me?
No, she's thinking about like the wind and the leaves, the autumn wind and leaves. Was that actually a threat, or was that a messenger? And would she know that that's like, hey, that's not a threat?
Could have been any kind of forest spirit. It could have been anything.
But
Do we see any cute rabbits like hopping into the spike growth
And impaling the spike growth? No.
Yeah. Okay.
we messaged the Dryad.
Not
we. Quinn gave me the idea to message the Dryad.
You came up with a good idea for once. Continue.
I'm not, gonna touch that. So, the Dryad said she was. I asked her where she was. If we could help. She mentioned the Rowan court in the Circle of Autumn that had been taken over by the Shadow Court, and
what?
They had left her, but they were coming for us. They left her
The
behind.
Rowan court
And they're coming for us.
The Rowan court has fallen. Is that what you just said?
I think so.
And they said it was the Shadow Fae that did it.
Yes, they had taken over the circle. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not good.
And they're coming for us is the tidbit that I think is important here.
Also, that it's not like they didn't destroy it. It sounds like they're occupying it. They're controlling it.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why there's a turret out and there's a spike growth cast in the middle of the.
The Shadow Court has been, from a militaristic standpoint, in the Mortal Realm, they've been kidnapping dignitaries, but also other random people for some reason. And here they seem to be taking over whole courts. This is much more organized than I thought it would be, and I think you thought, right?
No, I knew they had been organizing, but I wasn't sure to what extent.
To this level, though, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They are now capable of taking over lower courts. The Rowan King is. That's one of the lesser summer courts, and I'm not sure if they've attacked any of the Unseelie. Okay, we have to go back to the Oak King's Grove. I have to see if they know or if an alarm needs to be raised. Hopefully, with the day that passed, I can try to treat with his valet. Oh, no.
What is the Rowan court responsible for? What natural
the Rowan
element is
court? It's the Circle of Autumn. It's the Rowan court helps with the transitional period between the Seelie and the Unseelie. Anything to do with autumn, they usually are a part of that peaceful transfer of balanced power.
So they're bureaucrats.
Yes.
There's a celebrationary element to it as well. If you think of autumn and cider and that first kind of, that drinking, that there's a bacchanalian aspect to it.
It's Oktoberfest.
Yes.
So they're functionaries. They're organizers. You're saying they're organizers, they're functionaries. They oversee rights. Can I think about I've studied a lot of military things. Can I see any strategy here at all, like as far as taking over I mean, obviously taking over smaller courts before taking on a larger one makes sense, but is there any reason somebody would take over kind of like a lesser bureaucratic functionary-like clan, essentially? Like, is there any type of strategy I can discern here, or is the scene just kind of chaotic?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it could potentially, if this is the transfer between power each year, and you take out the people who conduct that transfer, sure, it could do it.
Okay, you're just destabilizing the entire like
The process
culture,
of how you might work
process.
through that. Yep.
Oh, this is really
That could work.
It sounds kind of like when sometimes with clockworks, it's a extremely complex machine, and they're pretty robust and strong, but sometimes all it takes is one single tiny gear out, and it's a cascading failure. That kind of seems like what they're doing here is a minor court, but it seems like it might have huge repercussions for the whole system. As chaotic as it seems, this is a big system, right?
It is a very big system. Every court is important in its own way. It helps with the flow and balance of the world, light and dark, winter and summer, and the moments in between.
Okay, I need to make a huge poster board. You need to next rest. We are making a dream board of the different courts and how they're connected.
Is it on the way?
I'm sorry?
The Rowan Court or the Oak?
The Rowan Court, or whatever, whichever direction they're going.
So what you were doing was skirting around the Oak King's Grove because you weren't allowed to kind of go there. What Esmeralda's now saying is, let's head to there and have another go. The Rowan King's Circle would be days from here. This would not be a straight thing, but you guys know as well as anyone that Fey have got the ability to travel quickly when they need to, using ley lines and different Fey roads. So it's tricky. It's tricky to see. One thing that you are beginning to learn for the three of you that aren't Esmeralda is time and distance are strange here. You know, you could be walking for days and seemingly getting no closer to your destination. It is strange. There's certainly no maps of this. You can't just kind of go west for 2 leagues and then end up there. It's a strange part of the world.
Like you can't triangulate your position or...
Yeah.
Okay. Do we get a long rest in, or was that not enough?
3 of you would have. Esmeralda, Tisme, no. Tisme hasn't been able to sleep yet. So if you decide to depart now, the 3 of you will have a long rest, apart from the turret and apart from the spike growth, and Tisme will gain a level of exhaustion for the...
We need to rest. We need to make sure.
If it's 3 days away, there's no point. Like we can rest for another 2 hours. And like
Esmeralda will Tisme needs to rest, and then we can go. I can try to treat with the Oak King. The Summer Court needs to know if the Rowan King's Circle has fallen. That means the transfer of power cannot happen, and you can throw the Seelie and the Unseelie into conflict with each other, allowing the Shadow Fae to be even more effective.
Can I use my detect portal to see if there's anything nearby?
It's within a mile, yeah?
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Yet.
That's good. Yeah, well, yet. Okay, well, fuck. I don't even understand how this skill works. That's cool. Okay. Then yeah, I as my eyes kind of flash back, I think there doesn't seem to be anything nearby. It seems. So I think we should let Tisme get the rest, and then we'll take off shortly.
Tisme needs to sleep for about another 3 or so hours before you can depart the camp. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. I mean everyone should get rest again if they haven't. Bisbo, you only need 4 hours of sleep.
What?
How much sleep do you need?
Well, Bisbo's been asleep for the whole time. Yeah, he didn't.
He was up for 2 hours with Esmeralda, wasn't he? And then Tisme did 2 hours, so he's only had 2 hours of sleep so far. Then.
Okay.
We all
rest a little.
It's your mind. I don't care. I was just curious.
All right. So
Kobolds need more than 4 hours.
let's hit the long rest. Where am I? Here we go. All right.
You have to hit it, don't you? Because I don't think
I do.
It.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has the control.
Yeah, I do.
He has the power.
hit your long rest, and wow, 2,656 XP last time between rests. It's getting crazy.
I use a level 2 spell and detect magic or detect portal.
So did I use a thing up now, or did we actually long rest after this?
You've used it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Unless you had, because you didn't have one spare, did you? I thought you'd use them all up.
Well, no. If I long rested again, then I use my free one now.
No, you've used one as you wake. One is
my
gone.
My one free one, my non-slot ones, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Done. That's done. You wake in mid-morning, tired, weary, and you'd have to say it hasn't been an overly restful night. Yeah, it's been or morning. It's been tricky. Everyone's on a bit of alert. And as you prepare to decamp and head west, we're heading back to where we started, back towards the Oak King Circle. Is that right, Taylor?
Yes, Esmeralda would want to raise the alarm about the Rowan Circle.
All right, no worries. And with that, folks, let's have a little break. Is it okay if we have a 10-minute break? Grab a drink and grab a coffee, and we'll be back very soon as we enter further within the Oak King's realm.
We're just right back where we started, an hour and a half later.
Going in circles.
But we learned a lot about each other, about swearing, about letters, So.
Envelope construction.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about the magic items I gave you that I'd completely forgotten that you guys had. It's like, yeah.
That's what those magic items will do for you.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, we'll be right back then. I'm going to transition us over here. Stay tuned.
See you soon.
Hello.
And we're back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Fey Touched. We're playing Wrath of the River King, and our adventurers had a weird night. Seeing things that might not have been there, looking at visions within a fire, seeing strange leaf-like creatures, moths that wouldn't leave them alone, fireflies that were coalescing into forms. It's been a weird first night in the Feywild, something entirely alien for all of our group. So as we rejoin, it's morning, late morning, at 10 or 11 o'clock, if you were to call it in our normal mortal realms, as the wind starts to pick up through the trees of this forest, and you see these whirling, swirling patterns of autumnal leaves that are starting to swirl around. Esmerelda, having picked the spot, is now leading you guys back to the Oak King Circle, an area that you were told specifically you were not allowed to be in. But with a few revelations overnight, the Eladrin has decided to lead you back from where you've come from, and Esmeralda, I'll get you to make that survival check for you to see how well you can navigate back through the forest towards your destination.
I hope the fuck I can. Come on.
Yeah, no problem. 17. With the day of the new dawn and the light of the shimmering sun, you find yourself a little bit more certain of your path and start to blaze your trail through the autumn forest back towards the Oak King Circle. You travel for a couple of hours and you find yourself in a more rocky part of the forest. You see that after a while the terrain starts to get a little hillier, a little bit rockier. There's a few ledges, and the trail seems to wind its way up a I wouldn't call them mountains, but it's starting to get a little bit hillier, still within the forest, if that makes sense. The woods here are dark, but it's not impregnable. Light's normal. But as you work your way up this trail, up onto these kind of slow rises, that? It's got noise coming from me. You see that there is a large autumn tree, significant size oak tree, just standing kind of above this plateau as you emerge kind of from the darkness of the forest. Ahead, in the branches of this tree, are a whole heap of crows perched, kind of looking towards you as you emerge out of the forest and start heading up. As you look up towards this tree, Esmeralda, something rushes by your feet. It is incredibly fast. You see the zipping past your feet. And I'll get you to make a perception check for me, please.
Oof. Come on.
Oh, that's good. You track it, and it is a tiny, sprite-like fey with an extremely sharp knife.
That's not safe.
And its voice is crystal clear, but tiny. And I can't do a high pitched like no, just but yeah, you can imagine. Oh, foolish princess. Oh, a long way from home. As it zooms past you, comes back. You don't know anything about this anymore. And it comes past Queen. Oh, new boy. Oh, new girl. Past his mate. Oh, what are you? You know nothing. Why are you here? And you hear a second one. So now two of them. What is this? What are these? They are stupid. They know nothing of the Summerlands. Yes, they don't belong. A third sound coming past. What are these? They don't know anything. They know no wisdom, no knowledge, no wit. Stupid, slow moving oafs.
That's kind of offensive. You want to have like a trivia contest or something?
Let's cut them down. Let's
Uh,
cut them down. They are
Esmerelda?
worthless, sad, worthless, wasted lives.
Esmerelda will look at. She's able to keep track of. She's able to keep track of the three and come near us, little Fey, and I will make you rue the day you even dare to gaze upon me.
Oh, small petty queen. You do not rule here. You are not worthy. You do not know what is going on. You know nothing of the Summerlands now. Nothing.
I mean,
And the tree erupts in ravens. Can I get everyone to roll initiative, please? As I'll get the battle map ready.
completely normal, right? Queen,
Yeah.
this is all good, right? I shouldn't be worried.
Tread lightly. What's the code? Get ready.
Bisbo?
Yes.
Bisbo?
Yes.
We should be very worried, I think.
Give it Godwin.
You guys all roll the exact same number.
Yeah.
At least it's not a 7.
At least we all have different dexes, so.
Is it bad? I really want to cast fucking spike growth again on these fuckers.
That would just destroy them instantly.
Yeah.
Just utter destruction.
I see people. I see a question mark.
Yeah?
A moment for the map to load.
Should I roll for Godwin?
I'll roll. Can you roll for Goblin?
I don't think I can. I think
I don't think you can. I think I've got to do all the NPCs, and
Yeah.
Godwin rolls a 20, a dirty
Wow.
20.
So Godwin.
Damn, I wish.
So, has everyone got a little map in front of us?
We
Yes.
do. Let's see now. I'm gonna switch this over to battle map here.
Everyone see this beautiful painted tree by Zach Moore?
Oh, it is actually very
yes.
nice. Yeah.
Ooh, beautiful.
Really nice. And he's done one for every season too, so we can keep coming back to fight these horrible sprites every season of the year, which is really nice.
Nice.
So Queen, what you see, you hear the sound of this movement, this fast movement with these knives. You're not worthy. You know nothing. You're not worthy. As they slice around the air, they slice through the air around you. But above you, in the tree line, you see the crows start to fly out from the tree. I don't know if you can see all those swarms of crows
Yeah.
in the bough of the tree.
Oh, okay. I see them over there.
Oh,
Move
yeah.
us.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm up first.
And you're up first.
Spike growth isn't gonna help us with the crows. They're all kind of far. I don't see these little buggers on the map, right? So they're just moving so quickly.
You need to make a perception check to see if you can see them.
Is that an action?
They move. No, it's free, but it's
Okay.
they are moving so fast they're considered invisible.
Okay. I will. Then yeah, I will try to perceive them.
Sure,
21.
no problem. So around you, circling, moving, you see the three creatures. around you, which hopefully you can now see.
Yeah.
And yes, they are super tiny little sprites.
Okay. As I kind of just see one run by, I'm just gonna do the things that I do, which is activate Planar Warrior.
Yep. Bonus action, activating Planar Warrior.
Yeah. Yes, bonus action Planar Warrior. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's been too long.
It's been a week. 2.
Gosh. Why can't I find? They're on my main.
Actions page.
Oh, I minimized that. I minimized that whole section. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so click this on myself.
Yep.
And then I will target. Just the quick link 2, the top left one, and I'll attack.
Sure. Hang on. Let me target that for you.
Sure.
Quickly 2. Go. Take the knife throwers. Launch out. Of course, at disadvantage. These things are invisible.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Sure. And then the returning weapon and the throwing is already active, right?
It's all up there. Yep, that's right.
So I'll activate this. It's already on.
It's already doing it. Yep, it's already good.
Beautiful.
Yep. Thank you, Fantasy Grounds, doing the job. And the first dagger hits with a 17 as you slice the creature. Do some damage.
I want to activate Favored Foe then.
Ooh.
So I'll activate that on myself. And then now I'll roll damage.
Why am I not in the square?
Do 14 points of damage to the quickling. And it screams, "No! Brute!"
Oh, that's my first attack. I had 2 attacks.
You do?
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll another one here.
Nasty, nasty.
And that also hits. Damn, it's plus 10. It's harsh. And you strike, the second dagger just takes this Fey through the heart. And it just dies on the ground before the dagger comes back. It just collapses on the ground. The other 2 scream, "No! Brute! You do nothing here!"
Yeah, sure. And then I'm just stay where I'm at. I guess, and that's it.
Not moving? What's Godwin doing?
No, yeah, I'm good.
Does Godwin see these swarms of crows descending?
The crows, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so sensing, and he's had too many deaths recently. He's going to like fly down into like a low bush and hide.
Sure. Yep, no worries. Make a dex roll to see stealth for
And he has
robot. No worries, he seems to be stealthing appropriately. Tismay?
Oh boy. Tismay. Let's see. So those crows how far up are they ish?
They're probably 30 feet or so. 20 feet. Let's call it 20 feet tall, this tree.
20 feet. Okay. Then Tismay's gonna move in their direction. Let's see how far I can get.
Kind of a weird map, so I'm okay that distances are just as you read them, yeah?
Okay.
Because it's kind of skewed a bit because of the false perspective of the tree itself.
Yes.
So right now you would be a grand total of 50 feet from the closest one. And we've got a weird token for you. What's going on there? We got
She's no longer a gnome.
She was
Oh, she's still a gnome.
Oh, I'm still a gnome.
Penelope's a gnome.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, at some point yesterday that would have dropped. I completely forgot I was still the gnome.
That's cute.
Oh jeez.
We need to get Fragdar's actual one on him. So, damn, no longer a gnome. Tismay emerges in a full-fledged Fey Hexblood form. Okay. Currently 50 feet from the nearest swarm of crows.
Okay, so I'm going to try to get closer. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. I guess I'll take an attack of opportunity. Why not?
Yep, and it will
25.
do it. The little thing just swings around your legs and will attack you with its short sword. And that's a natural 20.
Oh!
Fun.
Doing a grand total of 12 points of damage as it slices you.
Less fun. Well, not amongst my greatest decisions. Anywho, it's just me trying to avoid things and realizing, oh yeah, you can't see them. Just runs directly into it, apparently.
Yep. Or past it.
Or past it, yes. We'll look up at. I'm hoping to get 2 of the swarm of crows, 1 and 5.
Yeah, with what?
Fairy fire.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Let me target both swarms for you.
I think those within.
Yeah, will be. Right. Let's grab your little token for fairy fire. We can double check that. So yeah, that's how big fairy fire is. So easily within the 2.
Cool. Oh, I didn't even see that one up in the. Oh well, I wouldn't be able to get to it anyways.
What? Sorry.
I didn't see the next swarm of crows 4 that was up in the trees, but I wouldn't be able to get close enough.
Sure.
The one up. I didn't see that. I would have went for those, but I couldn't get close enough anyways. Doesn't matter.
Sure. So
Yeah.
they're both targeted. So let's roll the dice for the saving throw for fairy fire to see if they avoid it.
Okay.
And one of them does, the other does not. Fairy fire. So swarm of crows 5 avoids it. Doesn't avoid it, but swarm of crows 1 does. So hit the effect for fairy fire for me. As one of the swarms glow with fairy fire, like radiant. It's kind of cool. That's your movement. That's your action.
And that's all I can do.
Okay, Bisbo.
So I look up and I see these crows coming for me.
You do.
Bisbo goes, he says, I knew it! Birds! I told you all along! He's freaking out seeing birds attack. All of his nightmares are coming true. And everybody's saying that he didn't have to worry about that. It's obviously BS, so he was right all along. Okay. So these guys are they up in a tree still, or are they?
The crows, they're up in the trees.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're still up in the trees themselves.
They haven't had a chance to move yet. You guys all beat them on initiative. So
Got it.
they're
Okay.
still all up. They're just leaving the branches to swarm down on you.
Okay. So he runs over to saying, I knew it all along! 5, 10. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to see. 10. Okay, perfect. I'll move there. Let me check something. Sheet. And you said they're kind of like, wish I could see distance here.
Are you looking at the crows?
Yeah, like the crows, see the middle, the 3 middle crows, like how far am I from them?
Yeah, so you're 40 feet from the ones to the right. The center one of the middle group of 3, you are 65
Oh,
feet
perfect.
away.
Okay, that's perfect. So, as I'm running over, I said, oh, I knew it! They're my arch enemies! It's time to unveil my ultimate weapon! As I'm running, I open my coat and pull out these 2 articulating, kind of like metal, like the metal punching thing, like those, like kind of that metal.
Yeah. I understand.
But there's 2 handles with almost like joysticks on the end, like steampunky joysticks. And as I'm going like that, my backpack also flips open, and a giant, you hear this whirring engine as this another telescoping, basically like a cannon comes out, it pops up and then starts telescoping out, and spiked legs, shove themselves into the ground as it's this giant cannon is just coming out of my backpack. And I go, everybody stay down! I've never tested this. The side chamber opens. I reach into my side package and open a flap, and you see these shells that are glowing with this unearthly purple, and kind of dry ice steam is coming from them. I take a pair of tongs grab them, like try to, slowly load them into this giant cannon. Close.
Firebolt.
In 6 seconds.
Close the chamber, and I go, time to die, birds. Using these joysticks to like aim this cannon, and then I fire, and it's just like this buildup of coal, basically making this explosion, and this giant shell just boosh flies out of my cannon and explodes between them. And I'm casting my frothy organic. It has adhesive material cannon, and I say that as it's my frothy organic adhesive material cannon. Get down. It's the web spell.
The web spell. Okay.
So as it explodes, you see the shell come, and as it explodes, this like frothy purple liquid like expands rapidly and kind of sticks everywhere along this tree and branches over these 3 crows.
Wow. Okay.
Masterful as always.
My ultimate weapon.
The best part is the tongs needed to take the shell out to
Yeah.
get it into the cannon.
It was definitely anticlimactic. You guys expected an explosion. It was just kind of like
fireball.
a
I
fire,
thought somehow access to a fire.
this giant shell, just like making that sound of like how shells fly, like larger shells fly through the air, like artillery, and then it's just like, pew! And then it's just this, and this like just purple like frothy liquid just.
It's like you with the Nickelodeon oozed them, the slime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I go, I need a shorter name for this.
All right, roll the dice to see if they dodge out of the way of the web, and it looks like you've got 2 failures, but Swarm of Crows 3 managed to avoid it. So hit the effects buttons for me, please.
Okay. Why do I have fire? Oh, that's with the burns. Got it.
Yep. So if you burn, yep. So just hit the. That's
So
the one.
2 of them are restraining. The other one it's like difficult terrain, I think, right?
Correct. And then the other one, you have to click your concentration on web also.
Oh, where's that?
Oh, no,
the
that's
self?
done. You've done that. That's cool. Yep, you've done it.
Okay.
All right. So immediately 2 of these webs, these swarms of crows, are impacted back into the tree limb. So they're just kind of restrained, captured within the web. But one of them continues to come down towards the group. That's your movement and your action. Is that right?
Yeah.
Any bonus actions from you?
Oh yeah. As I fire this, I turn to the little spritlings, whatever they're called, and I say, "Oh, please do not hurt me, oh wise spritlings. Your speed and your knives are only as sharp as your wit and intelligence." Sarcastically, and I'm going to use my thing where I get an advantage on as I plead them not to hurt me.
Okay.
Everyone gets.
Do I not know they're there, or should I make a perception check?
No, that's okay because they're hearing you. Go for it.
Okay, plead for mercy.
Yep. You hear them respond. See, we told you. You know nothing about this place. As they kind of scream past. Esmerelda.
Okay.
Esmerelda.
Is there an effects button for plead for mercy? If so, click it for me and go for it. Sorry,
yeah.
Taylor. Yep, thanks.
Esmeralda is gonna burn 2 sorcery points to cast Mantle of Roses as a bonus action.
Yeah, you are.
There we go. So I think I selected myself. Let's see if this works.
Yes, you have.
Aha! I'm learning. Okay, and then turning to one of the little sprites, she will charging it up with the Mantle of Roses. She's going to throw a little firebolt.
Perception roll first, please.
Oh, I still make it? Okay.
Yep.
What happened there?
Yep, you can see both of them. That's fine. Firebolt at which one? The one right at Bisbo's feet or the one near Tisme?
Quickling 1.
Roger that. Roll to hit with Firebolt.
Okay, let's see. Just a second. Nope.
That misses with a 13.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay.
You've done your bonus action. That's your action. Any movement from you? Otherwise, it's over to the Quickling's turn.
Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go.
Okay. The Quickling's turn on Bispo. You're so stupid. So very stupid. What do you know about this place? Why are you even worthy to be here? They squeal at you as they run past. Do you say anything?
What do I even know about this place? They asked me.
Yeah. What do you even know about this place?
Well, actually, I read quite a bit about it. So you have your. I just start going on an academic monologue.
What in particular? Anything that you would?
Probably talk about the kind of magical, like the cosmologically where this is located, and then I would talk about just generally the court system, I guess.
So is this history or arcana that you'd be
Both
trying to convince them? But take your pick.
I would start with arcana, like I'm saying cosmologically, kind of like what the relation it is to the material plane. Yeah.
Make a roll.
Arcana roll. Okay.
Yep.
Wait, on my skills.
Nice.
You start to regale some of the research that you've made about the Shadow Court and bits and pieces, and the Quickling looks taken aback by that. I mean, 24, you're regaling them with a lot of knowledge about the Summerlands. It kind of seems a little stunned and flies back towards the tree and disappears for now. The second Quickling kind of swings by and moves towards Quinn. You're new. What do you know of this place? As it swings around Quinn.
Man, Quinn's just not cool. He's gonna be snarky, and he's probably would say, I know that the air tastes funny, and everything seems like it's out to kill me. Or at least watch me, which I don't know which is worse, actually.
Make a nature roll.
Yeah, sure.
You're an idiot. And it slashes at you with his sword. And that will hit, doing a grand total of 11 points of damage. Oof. And your favored foe concentration
I think
dissolves.
It's over anyway. Once I kill the people, I don't think it actually goes from person to person, does it?
Oh, that is true. That is correct. Yeah.
Cool.
It moves down towards this little route here and disappears as the swarm of crows.
Can you get an attack of opportunity on it?
No, they got this thing called flyby, so they're kind of crazy. All right, 5, 10, 15, 20.
And I want you to have
30.
It should still be difficult terrain, I believe, even if it didn't get restrained.
Oh, it's webbed. Sorry, that one is actually webbed.
Oh, that was restrained. Okay.
So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. A dex save, doesn't it, to get out of the web? Strength save, perhaps.
Let's see.
Web. It's like
web.
Simple. Con save. No.
Each creature that starts its turn in the webs or that enters them during its turn must make a dex saving throw.
Dex saving.
As long as it remains or until it breaks free, it can use its action to make a strength check against my spell DC. So that's using its action. Yeah.
And the spell DC is
15.
All right.
It's actually a charisma save.
It does
I
not.
think
So it is.
Strength is pretty hard.
So it is still. It is still restrained. Swarm of Crows 2 is not, and sees Esmerelda 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 feet, and swarms down towards Esmerelda. And attacks with its beak, and rolls a natural 1, so that's great. Swarm of Crows 3 is in the difficult terrain zone because of the web, so you can only go 25 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, it will use the dash action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get down to Tismay. Swarm of Crows 4 needs to make a strength save to get out of the restraint, and does with a 15, which I believe is a DC.
Well, did it do it with disadvantage? Isn't that restrained or not?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. No, you're good then.
Yeah?
It's just a disadvantage on dex saves, not strength saves.
Yeah. Because it's trying to beak its way out and break out of
Yeah.
it, yeah?
But no,
Into
yeah,
there.
for sure. So difficult terrain, though.
Yeah. Oh. There we go. Swarm of Crows 5. They're the ones that are on fire from very far. Right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35 into Tismay.
Hello.
Hello, birds. They will attack with their beak, and that is a 13, which will miss. And finally, number 6, also down to Tismay.
Oh God.
It's okay.
Is it?
And misses with an 8. Wow. Great turn, birds. Quinn, your turn.
Just a slash mark, I guess, across my leg as it
Yeah,
spins by.
that's right. And an insult.
Esmerelda, these creatures are asking questions and slicing ankles. Can I keep killing them or?
Oh no, you can definitely kill these ones.
Okay, good to know.
I mean, they seem pretty chill if you're done for scholarly discussion.
Can I do a perception check to see if I see them anywhere?
Sure. Yeah, no worries. You guys are seeing these. You're picking them out. There they are. And they still have the monologue goes until your turn. Is that right? Every attack until your
I
turn.
was gonna ask.
That's right.
It's advantage, right?
Yeah. Which cancels the invisibility.
Then I will. I'm gonna hunter's mark this little fucker. Then quickling 3.
Quickling 3.
Actually, let me target him.
Oh, sorry. I targeted at the exact same time as you
Okay.
did. So do it again because I cancelled yours.
Target. That work?
Nope.
Target mode. Quickling 3. Maybe you need to do it then because maybe I'm not doing it correctly.
Go for it.
And then actions.
Bonus action.
Hunter's mark for the bonus action, and then
Love it.
yeah, and then I will throw a dagger. One, yeah, there we go.
And that will hit.
21 damage total.
21 points of damage. Yeah, why are we getting extra D4 on that? That's still a favourite foe. That's okay. It's all good. We'll take 4 off that, so it's
Okay.
17 damage. Yep,
And yeah, it's weird because I thought favorite foe even ended.
it did. That's okay. We got it
Okay.
sorted.
And then one more attack on that one down there.
Yep. Far away. Also hitting with a 21. And this time the hunter's mark gone. Man, sometimes it's just buggy. So can you,
Did it matter?
that's enough.
You killed it. Yeah.
Yeah, gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So fuck that little guy as he runs by then.
I love it. Quinn's finally like he's picking these tiny little butterflies out of nowhere and
I probably
hitting
should
them
be
with
helping with
daggers.
the crows.
And
I'm not worried about the crows.
your double-sided dagger is like I can imagine like to these things as like a giant double-bladed sword.
It's like
flying
hitting
through
them,
the air. Like it's not. You're just cutting them in half. Like you're not like your usual stabbing. This is.
Oh, I meant to
brutal.
use pinning point on him. I never use any of my maneuvers with the dagger either. I'm gonna try and use it on the next
Yeah.
one, where I can try and pin one of these little fuckers. But
Pinning butterflies to yeah, it works. It's cool. Moving at all, Quinn? Otherwise, it's over to Godwin. Is Godwin
just
still
move
just
up there.
hiding?
Oh yeah, there's too many flying things around.
Tismay, you're surrounded
I
by
mean,
crows.
yeah. Go on. Yeah.
So Tismay, suddenly swarmed by crows. She'll grab onto her holy symbol in a similar motion as what she does when her Twilight Sanctuary is activated, but she's not going to activate it. And instead of the purplish glow of the Twilight, you'll see these little almost like bursts of starlight will start to swirl around her. And she will activate spirit guardians around
nice.
her as these little
Nice.
bursts of pretty things.
Help me. It's gonna shred some
Best
birds
spell.
here.
What's your
All
spirit
right.
guardians look like? You said they're like. celestial?
I'm thinking they're probably like tiny little like, I don't know, like butterflies or fey creatures, but they end up just looking like little like star like constellations, like the points on a constellation,
cool,
all
cool,
swirling
Oh,
around
nice.
her. Yeah.
For our purposes, I can do one of
Ooh,
those,
cool.
Ooh.
I like it.
or I can do one of these.
Oh,
No, the other one looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
that one's pretty metal though.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah.
so does it look like that? It looks like Tisme is the center of the universe. Is that what this is?
Yep.
Got
It's-
it.
yeah.
Okay. you hear him say, "Oh, that's kind of fitting."
Yeah.
We'll
Like,
talk. We need some therapy later. We'll talk
Sounds
Yes.
like an Esmeralda.
like she's
spell,
in the
but-
middle of the planetarium and she's looking at the planetarium around her trolley's like,
Okay.
so those are all swirling around. Where's the button? Oh no, I shouldn't press it yet because they haven't.
It's the beginning of their turn.
Yeah.
So, in a similar vein to what you do with your when you're healing everyone with temporary hit points, what I'll get you to do when it's at the beginning of their turn,
Mhm.
if you can left click and drop the dice
Yes.
onto the crow,
Okay.
and then hit them with the damage. If they fail this, depending on either way, because they'll take half damage from a successful save. Yeah.
Yes.
This is horrendous. Okay, what I will get you to do though is, and I'll click it now, is this is the concentration on the spell. So as they hit you, there's a chance of you dropping it. So I've hit the concentration button for this turn, so you can see
Okay.
the Spirit Guardian C, and that's where we go from there. All right, so that's you haven't moved. That's your action. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nah, I think I'm gonna stay there.
And shred some birds. Yeah, you do. Yep.
Shred some birds.
All right, Bisbo.
Yeah, that's it.
Around you, you see these flittering spirits around Tisme, just kind of half twilight, half glittering.
Oh.
And they don't seem to be hurting you.
Oh yeah, I
The
didn't
birds
say that,
look
but
a little bit nervous.
All
Again,
I'm doing is looking at the birds. Are you kidding me? I have one thought in mind. It's these damn birds. But yeah, this is very pretty, but my enemy is near. I just want to test out, okay, pointers, draw a cone. I just want to see, now I can do a cone. I forget, cones can go from corners or center of squares.
centers.
I can do it from corners, right? From like the edge.
Oh yeah, if that's where you're.
So if I move over here, I can do a cone like that if somebody was there.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Hit the three of them? Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool.
So I'm not, it's not me, so I'm staying there, but of course I throw out El Fuego Jr. And I throw out like it's like El Fuego, but it like has some characteristics of El Fuego, but obviously it's like a short, like it has like a little baseball cap, like it's not as weathered as the actual El Fuego. It's just like, it looks like his son. Yeah, exactly. It's a little cap and spinny, and it has bubble gum, and it kind of is, it's kind of rebellious a little bit. So I throw out El Fuego Jr., and then it's going to attack them. So
Go for it. Roll the saving throw for the flame
bonus
throw.
action. Yeah.
To be El Fuego Senior is the one that mauled down.
He's on my
17
shoulder, yeah.
Vet hounds. That's El Fuego Senior.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's because
the
now
one.
he's my Scorching Ray. Whenever I got Scorching Ray, it's him.
Okay.
He's a permanent addition. Okay, so where's my saving throw? What button? There's like 7 buttons for this.
Yeah,
There we go. We got it.
Oh,
and that would
Oh, wow.
be
2 failures
1
and a
success and
success.
2 failures. So roll the damage.
Still take half damage, but it's not like a ton of damage. But
So that's fine. 8, which is done. So one of them should have taken half damage. Is that right?
yeah.
Okay.
But swarms and AOE's are always good. So
That's how it works. Yeah, for sure. Done. That's your bonus action.
and my action.
And your action. Done. Excellent. Let me get rid of that pointer. And we're over to Esmeralda. Your turn. There is
Esmeralda,
crows on you.
she sees that, and she is going to, with the snap of her, seeing Tisme bringing up little constellation of cranes will get an idea, snap her finger, and cast Starburst at the square behind the crows, so they will be caught in the Starburst.
The ones on you, yeah?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. To make the roll. And they fail to dodge out of the way. Charisma. Crows, you know, they're jerks. Doing 11 points of damage to the crows. Love it.
And with a quick au revoir, she is going to use her bonus action to face step away from that bullshit. So she's
Where are we heading?
moving
30 feet away.
30 feet away. So she's moving
Jordan's in this protective
5,
circle.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then we'll move an additional 5, 10, 15. There we go. And that's her turn.
Okay. The Quickling still has the monologue on him, which I'm sure shouldn't have by now.
That should be gone now, yeah.
Yeah, cool. You see it move a bit towards these guardians and all 4 of you in there, and just kind of mutters, "Cowards! Loafs! Cowards! Hiding! Later!" And it just takes off. Like, you see it just disappear, banging behind the tree. The crows, however, aren't that clever. This one's going to try and break out of its web. Strength check. Nope, that's a natural 1. That isn't going anywhere. Crows 2 are going to try and peck Quinn from outside the Spirit Guardians. Attacking with its beak. Rolls another natural 1. So that's
Wow. Jeez.
Wow.
Love
These
it, love
crows,
it.
man.
winning. All right.
Okay.
Let's do this, Latreni. So, Swarm of Crows 3, which is one to your north. You can left click and drag the saving throw dice onto it, and it passes its save. Now do the blood drop for the necrotic, or are you doing necrotic or the other one?
I think
Radiant.
Radiant, yeah.
Oh, okay. We're burning crows instead of melting them. Sounds good. And it does 6 points of damage, so that works. That's cool.
It worked. Yay.
All right.
Good. Good
Nice. We're doing stuff. And now they attack you.
Okay.
Come on, break that concentration. And hits with a 21.
Oh, yeah. That might work.
Not really. You've already blended them, so they're already at half hit points. So they do not a lot of damage. 2 points of damage, and you maintain your concentration. All right. Next one. Swarm of Crows 4 is webbed. No, no longer webbed.
I think it went through difficult terrain. I think it's why it didn't
Yeah,
make it.
that's right.
It broke out.
There is no way these things want to get into that. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and we'll attack Quinn.
Note to self, go deeper into the circle.
That will hit Quinn, doing a grand total of 7 points of damage. Swarm of Crows 5. The ones to your east. Latreni, if
5.
you want to do your thing. And saves, so successfully dodges, so we'll take half damage from your... Still ridiculous. Doing 4, which becomes 2, and it will attack you once more. And misses with a 13. And lastly, Crow, the northeast one for me, please, Latreni. Thank you. And again succeeds on the save. Fails the save. Here we go. Fails the save. Doing the damage. Well, that's
good roll.
nice.
Ooh,
14 points of damage.
Ooh.
It will try and attack you.
Okay.
And rolls a natural 1. 3 natural 1s out of 5,
Oh, that's fine.
folks. These-
Crows are not
God,
looking good.
yes.
That's it. I'm
living
going back
for
to the
this.
crow store. Quinn, over to you.
Living. You got this, Quinn.
Can I perceive? I'm gonna do a perception check to see if I see that little fucker running around anywhere.
Sure.
No, you're out.
I just want to make sure.
No. Can't see.
Nowhere.
Nope.
All right, then I will. I don't want to use the thing for this.
Here's the thing.
No, I mean I want to save the things. I'm just gonna action disengage.
Okay.
Take 2 steps back and let these spirit guardians kind of buffer here. And then
Is this swirling around you for sure?
I will bonus action just move my hunter's mark from the dead quickling to, let's say, Swarm of Crows 2. The one that was just right in front of me.
That. Hang on a minute. Let me just fix this. So this is annoying me about Hunter's Mark. I need to change that. It is coming off you. So, done. Alright. I think I fixed it so it shouldn't come off on the roll now. Awesome. Okay.
That's all. That's everything for me then.
Bodman's still hiding.
Yeah.
Can I get you to make another stealth check for me, please?
Okay.
Because it's the one thing not in the Spirit Guardians, and those crows are looking for an easy target.
Okay. Does he get any extras because he's like hiding in a bush? Like it's like cover, you know?
No.
Okay. Oh, great.
Run, Godwin, run! Run to the front of the circle!
Alright, Tismay, your turn.
Can he move? Or it's,
Now, of course, if you move, Tismay, they'll get attack of opportunity, never mind.
Yeah, no, that Tismay will stay right here. As a bonus action, she will cast her spiritual weapon on the north side of Swarm of Crows 3, so like straight on the other side of it.
Yep.
Where's the button? And attack that Swarm of Crows 3 in front of her. There it is.
Come on.
That will hit with a 4.
Oh, it hits! I'll take it.
Swarms. 9 points of damage, enough to absolutely destroy that swarm as the whip leeches out, and there is an explosion of crow feathers as it winds around multiple crows and just squeezes.
Okay, and then she will turn her attention to Swarm of Crows 6, I believe. Yep. And once the bells will start to ring in the crow's ears, I guess. I'm not really sure.
Why not?
Try to cast Toll the Dead.
Yep, do the thing. Dong, as tiny crow's brains.
Is it one
Resist the spell.
for all of them, or is it a bunch of tiny bells for each crow?
I like the idea of a bunch of tiny bells. That's funnier.
Oh, that's loud.
Okay.
Yes.
That's your turn?
Action. That's it. Yep.
Bizbo.
5 is dead, right?
No.
5 is alive.
The one above his
I thought
died.
I thought none of them was killed by the spiritual weapon.
The one above Tismay. Number 3.
All good. So first of all, with my bonus action, I'm going to activate my cannon. I'm going to actually move him 5, so they can make an attack. That one can make attack opportunity. 10.
So we'll get an attack of opportunity from Crows 5.
Yes.
Okay. 5's also glittering because that's the fairy fire one.
Okay.
So here we go. It's going to try and attack with the beak. Why do I have advantage on that? That is weird.
That is weird.
Let's try that again, shall we? Still got advantage. What the hell? Oh, for some reason, I've got your thing as prone. Never mind. Let's go this time. Oh, natural 20.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Sorry, Eric.
You gotta be kidding me.
Doing a grand total of 10 points of damage, so still surviving. Miss. Oh,
I knew it. In my head, I was like, that's what's gonna happen. And then it's going to
firing up on those two.
At those two, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let me target them both for you.
Okay.
Roger that. Done. What? No. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Sorry.
Okay.
I was targeting from the thing, not from the turret, not from you. So let's roll that again.
Okay.
Go for it. Well-oiled machine. That's 2 fails. These crows are in deep trouble. Doing 10 points of damage to both sets of crows.
Yes. And then I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm going to fire at the one in my web.
Oh, right at the top there.
Loading a cold round. I should have advantage. Should I click advantage or will it automatically?
No, it should have it. It's restrained.
Okay. Cool. So you targeted that one for me?
Hang on a sec. I just
I
want
can do
to
it.
triple check. I have targeted it.
Okay.
For some reason.
I'll roll again.
Yeah, do it.
Just in case I get a 20. Okay,
Yep.
I did not, but
Do
okay.
some damage.
And I have to activate my arcane firearm, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So let me click myself, right, and then activate my arcane firearm.
Should just activate normally. You don't have to click on yourself for that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go. And then roll. Bam. Doing 21 points of heavy damage. That's huge. With a firebolt.
Yeah, extra cold, yes.
Ray of Frost, that's right. Cool.
Die, birds! Die,
Esmerelda. Is Talia still there?
I am here. Oh,
Oh, so.
whoop. Sorry about that. I had a thing that popped up. So Esmerelda is going to charge her firebolt off her mantle of roses
Yes.
and fire it upon the swarm of crows number 2.
Love it. Go for it.
Let's go. That'll hit. Yeah.
You will. Yep.
Fantastic. So
Not good
we'll
for
do the
crows.
2d10 twice.
Yeah, I don't think
since
it's
it was
going to
charged
survive
up.
this. We'll
Not
give it a go. No, that's it. Doesn't need to do it. That's fine. Gone.
Goodbye.
Bonus actions?
No, I used it to charge up the spell. So
Oh, you did too.
she's
Yep.
only got movements.
All right. Swarm of Crows 1 is still trying to get out of this restraint. And will not. The crow is still in the web.
No.
Oh! No, that wasn't fire damage. It was frost. Otherwise, it would have been web.
Yeah.
Swarm of Crows 4 are not idiots. We're out of here. They fly off to the northwest.
Good.
I don't think Swarm of Crows 6 and 5 are gonna be as lucky.
I don't think they are going to be as lucky as all right, Latrini, kill some crows for me. That fails in its saving throw.
Yes.
Oh,
It gets obliterated by it. Sure. The next one.
I feel like you see all these like constellations kind of like
He
collecting
fails in
around.
its saving
us.
throw.
Oh my gosh, that one failed too.
Yeah, that was just
Bad.
oh!
feathers
I
everywhere.
feel, I
Just
feel
feathers everywhere as the swirling guardian.
Burst of light, just like feathers and
Oh,
light.
horrendous.
Yes.
And just for the sake of it, I'm assuming the Eldritch Cannon just finishes the other ones off because that's cool. Like that's fine. We can finish off the last restrained crows in a week. Easy enough.
The foam just
That-
starts to eat away at it because it's highly toxic. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a tree once more.
So there's a
Whoa.
bunch of purple, frothy, organic adhesive material
Just
stuck
stuck
in
to
it.
the gross.
Yeah.
And this slow rain of shriveled up crow feathers that just kind of descends onto the ground. That was brutal. You guys on level 5 are hard. That's hardcore, guys.
Oh
It's
boy.
kinda-
No, you just rolled low. I have a feeling
Yeah, those
we get our
crows didn't
asses
roll well
handed
at
to
all.
us by a bunch of fucking forest nymphs.
Right.
Crows just kept rolling on the poor thing.
I told you all. I told you the birds were something to worry about. I must become more vigilant now.
What do you have against the birds?
They're always flying around, looking at you, stealing your sandwiches, pecking at you, being mysterious.
The hell were those little ground squirrel things with knives? What?
Oh yeah, were you talking to them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They're talking to us, asking questions about what do we know?
The quicklings, that would be common Fey knowledge, right?
Yep.
Yeah, those were quicklings. They're evil little... They're nasty pieces of work that move at extreme speeds because it becomes near impossible to see. And they're just constantly moving and constantly scheming. It shouldn't surprise me they're with the Shadow Fae.
Why were they asking about the summer courts then?
No, they were just...
They
No,
said that you don't know anymore what's happening.
It was
So
probably a bluff. I mean, how much could have changed in the few days I was gone?
You said time moves differently.
Yeah, do you know
Yes,
how long you've
but
been gone?
things have not changed for thousands of years. I hardly think me being gone for some period of time would have changed things that drastically outside of the circle falling, but we need to get to the Oak King and let him know, and we need to get things moving. We can't stand around here discussing this.
Make an insight check, Esmeralda.
This tree here is massive.
Yes, welcome to the Feywild.
Yeah, why were those crows so pissed at us?
There's a nervousness about this, Esmeralda. This does feel older. Significantly older.
Oh boy. Esmeralda feeling this nervousness we push on.
Real quick, we killed 2 of these squiglings, right?
Yep.
Can I recover one of the bodies?
One of us
Sure.
did.
Okay.
Yep. They're tiny. Like they'd be as small as your pinky finger. Yep.
I grabbed them. Well, I'm
Put it in a vial.
Maybe not my. Yeah. I put them in a vial.
You put them in a pile.
A vial. Like I put them in a
vial.
stop,
Oh, okay.
like a little stopper, a little cork on top.
Yep. You take the small crumpled frame of a defenseless fairy and put it in a glass vial, putting a stopper in it.
They're dead now.
Listen,
I
fuck
can use
those
this
things.
for research.
They slashed us for like 11, 12 damage. They ran by, so they can go
Some
to
of
hell.
us. I look up at the tree. There's this like purple. So the frothiness has subsided, and now it's just like oozing down the side of the tree.
Yep.
Should we clean that? Is that?
I wouldn't. It would take too long. We have to go. It's also kind of.
It's kind of what, Bizbo?
I don't know. It's the first time I used it. Okay, it's my ultimate weapon. It's fine. It is organic, so it will decompose. It just will take too long.
Acid is organic.
It's not acid. No, it's frothy organic adhesive material. So it will stick around, but eventually it will just decompose naturally. It's organic. So
Is this the court of the Oak King? Are we near that now? Should we not take some sense of respect to his territory and land here? I mean, this tree's got to be one of the oldest trees in this area. I think we take
as well as look up and not the oldest, but you're on the right track of thinking.
I think we take a moment here and show some respect for someone who we've already disrespected heavily.
Want to climb up that tree and wipe off?
Yeah, I can flip up there pretty quickly and just at least,
how tall is this tree?
What did I say? 40 feet?
Oh, okay. Because it was like 60 feet up, or it was like 40. It was at the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
So you didn't develop a sort of cleanup solution for this?
You have an anti-web solution?
That's kind of.
Feet.
It's not the web. It's frothy organic adhesive material.
You have
Yes, but what if you misfired?
I mean, the first step was just making sure it worked. So that's a success. Yay!
That's good. Well, I'm just gonna go up there and start cleaning it off.
Next stage, Godwin will go up there too with a little squeegee. And
can I get Godwin and Quinn to make perception rolls for me, please?
Okay. He makes those at advantage.
Jeez.
Hey, 1 out of 20.
Dropped the one.
Quinn still got a higher score than him, though, even, but yeah.
Quinn, you're up on the tree, I guess, yelling a conversation down to Bisbo as Godwin is circling around you, and you hear this kind of this explosion of arcane energy. And looking to the east, about a quarter mile away, you see a green eldritch glow appear just above the tree line, like as if there was something below the trees that have kind of radiated this energy, and immediately it just kind of collapses in on itself.
Esmerelda?
What?
In the distance, there appears to have been an explosion.
Didn't make a sound, you just saw the light flare.
A quiet explosion?
Sorry, I actually made a sound and then realized, hang on. Sorry.
Like a
Make an Arcana check.
flash? Sure. I'm actually not bad at Arcana.
I feel like you get surprised by that every time you roll.
I do,
It's
because
like-
you just pick a guy that just throws knives,
You sense the energy. That's a portal.
Oh yeah, so it's looks like something just portaled. How far away?
Quarter mile.
Pretty close to us. Pretty close, actually.
Can you keep track of it?
Do I see any creatures from this distance?
Nothing
Tree
that
line
you
covers
can-
it?
Yeah, tree line covers it. Yeah.
I can...
Look, you've got, with the two of you, you've got a 26 and a 23. What you do hear is a horn. A hunter's horn. A clarion horn that kind of just faintly echoes as if summoning creatures to a hunt.
I think our goblin friend has got to us. There's something coming, something hunting, it sounds like, in the distance.
All right, quick, everyone, gather around. Quinn, get down here.
Sure, I'll just slide down the tree, I guess.
Yep.
I grab the pearl and I swallow it down. Gulp. I had retrieved it in the morning.
What power do you have?
It's the same one.
He just keeps swallowing and cleaning and swallowing.
Yeah.
And retrieving it the next day.
Or is it not eroded by the stomach acid?
You don't ask questions.
How much time did all of the cleaning of the tree take? Was that not
the
long?
cleaning of the tree is not complete, so we'll say it's 15 minutes that you've been.
Oh, okay. Could I have cast Prayer of Healing in that time period on me
Yes.
and Quinn?
Yep.
Okay.
Certainly could have. So let me target everybody.
Do we?
How many targets can that hit?
A bunch. I think only 2 of us actually got hit. Let me see. 6.
The cannon does as well. Is that considered a creature, or is that something going to be?
It used my Twilight Sanctuary said I could use it on. So.
Well, that's temp HP. Let me see. I
Those
believe
still
with
creatures.
I think with the turret, let me see if I can actually heal. You do that. Just do your
That's
thing.
cool. Do it now. We can deal with it after the game. We'll look it up afterwards because we're almost done.
Oh my
Fire
gosh,
off
where
your
is it?
prayer of healing.
Is this the button? Where?
Looks like the button. 13 healing to all 3 of you.
Beautiful.
Cool. I'll take it.
Outstanding. Good
We
round.
have-
Good.
We have an advantage. We know that they're coming.
True.
And even further, Esmeralda's picking up bits of foliage from the area around, and as they get close, she will put them all together and cast Pass Without Trace.
Ooh, nice.
So
Spike growth. I looked it up. Actually,
I'm ready. Yeah.
I know I don't think the cannon can even benefit from the Twilight Sanctuary because it's not a creature. It's a magical object. So
Right,
it can
okay.
never have So in the future, we just won't use it on the cannon.
Sounds good.
I could cast Mending, but I don't have Mending, so.
Oh, okay. Esmeralda, fire off your effects, including your concentration for Pass Without Trace. Thank you very much. And then if everyone would like to make the stealth roll. Now, of course, stealthing means you're moving at half movement if you do wish to move, but if you're laying an ambush, that doesn't matter.
I think we meet these guys head on if they're coming our direction.
Is there like a cliff or anything? Is this up? Can we go like on some higher ground too to get some?
Yeah, you can kind of see that you're up on top of a slight ridge. That's kind of the best you can do, really.
We put our backs to this tree.
Yeah, we could hide in the roots since it's kind of like cover.
Right.
Okay.
So stealth rolls for everyone?
Sorry.
Stealth rolls for everyone.
Can I also use my Vigilant Blessing on myself?
Yep, let me target you.
Oh, wow.
Go for it.
Oh.
A 32 for stealth, really? Jesus,
Some
Queen.
stealth?
Stealth, where's stealth?
Plus 10.
Stealth, there's stealth.
27.
Where? There it is.
It won't be me fucking it up.
Godwin, we've got to destroy you. I'm sorry.
Godwin.
He's so small though. I feel like he's, I don't know.
We can just send him high. We'll use him as bait.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
use
that's right.
Godwin
We'll
to
send him
lure
up.
them in.
I will send him up just high in the air. If he sees any flying creatures, he'll fly into the tree to hide. But
Right.
Okay.
or he's just, you know what? He's up in the tree on a branch, just looking out. He probably gets a better view out there, so he'll fly up into like the branch.
All right. Do you want to position yourself where you'd like to be?
So are we hiding? Are we looking on the ridge, or we're gonna hide in the roots?
My understanding is, did we lose someone? We lost Taylor.
I think
I
so.
think we did. Yeah.
My understanding is that they have to come kind of around and up to the front of this tree to like engage us. So I feel like we can
Yeah,
kind of
there's a
funnel them.
trail that kind of leads its way up for sure.
Yeah, so I think that we get into the roots,
Hide
like
in
you
the roots.
said, and use that as an advantage. And then once they get close, we'll spring and flip this.
Can I quickly, since we have some time, can I actually bury the turret in some dirt and like put some leaves on top of it? But it's
Yeah,
also
sure,
tiny.
Make a survival roll.
I use crafting for this.
Sorry?
Can I use a crafting?
I can
No,
help you.
because
You want me to help
this
you
is
bury
kind
it?
of.
You can
this
ask
is
one
Oh
of
kind
yeah,
us.
can you help me
large.
bury it? Yes, can you guys help
Yeah.
me do this?
Yeah, I can help
You
you.
can ask one of us to help because we both, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys that to make kind of like a flame trap, basically.
Yep.
Like up on the ridge, maybe like on the path, like bury him over here.
Sure.
Okay.
You want one of us to
I'll
roll?
have them bury him as I like. Yeah.
Those would be stealth rolls. And here comes Taylor back. Sorry if that really messed up with your screen.
That's all right. It's actually not terrible like it is. Just there we go.
Hello.
You said there's fallen branches, right?
Did I?
So we're getting firewood before. Is that not? Is there other fallen?
Oh, there'd be twigs and branches and things. Yeah, sure.
Nothing
Yeah.
that
So
thick.
I just need someone to make a survival roll to see how well you manage to camouflage the cannon.
Okay. I can do
I'll
that.
it.
What
Oh.
is this?
Plus
Who's-
7, so I think it's either
Plus 8.
Yeah, Tismay's
Yeah,
even better.
you guys should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll spend my time just kind of, even though we're behind the roots, just taking some of the sticks and making like.
Unless it's a
Some-
bedroll.
'Tis me, the baker's daughter, and also booby trap maker. Kind of sets up.
Spent a lot of time in the forest messing with it.
That is true. Taylor, when you're in again, are you still in Fantasy Grounds? Yes, you are.
Yeah, no. For some
if you-
reason, my it just disconnected me from Zoom.
If you would like to move to where you would like to be when the ambush is sprung.
There.
Done. Tismay, are you staying there behind that route?
If I go to the other side of this route, is that I should probably move the map to see. Nope, that's where the road comes from. I should be on the other side. Never mind. Yeah, I'll stay over there.
Stay over there. All right.
Oh god, why am I the only one back? We're not going that deep into the roots? Okay. I don't want to be all the way back here. I guess I'll go.
Well, you're the ranged one, right?
Yeah.
It's only 20. It's only
20
20 feet,
feet.
so it's not like it's not anything to shake a stick at.
Never
The
mind.
ranged one. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
right.
Yeah.
As the four of you hide beneath the roots of this ancient oak tree, you glance down into the forest and the winding path. You hear the sounds of this horn, and then a second one, and then a third. And then you hear the sounds of the creature, whatever it is, this roaring beast that just kind of thunders through the forest, thunders out into the path.
Spike growth.
And
I'm supposed to see
emerging,
it.
You should have done it before.
and emerging
It's only 10
at the
minutes.
base of this trail, you see an enormous boar. This huge, enormous bush male razorback boar that with a crash thuds its way out of the forest and launches itself towards the tree. It looks up, spots Godwin, and lets out an almighty screech to whatever it is behind.
Spike.
And that's where we'll leave it for the week.
Ugh.
That's where we'll leave it for the week, folks. Sorry, we're out of time, but thanks so much for joining us once more. Yeah, good to be back.
Back at it.
Very good to be
Back
back.
at it. Back in the Feywild, causing crazy stuff. You guys are nightmares now. You killed my fairies, man. It's so unfair.
Fuck your little quick wings.
Oops.
So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week, same time, for the next episode of Fey Touch. Thanks, everyone.
Yes.
See you next time.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.